When it puts the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose again. 1, 2, 3, 4. People soon, save my skin for people soon. Gonna wear it all over town. Gonna dig 'em up and skin 'em down and wear my people suit around. People suit is looking mighty sharp. Oh, well, poor old Eddie loved the dead. Dug up their grave, chopped off their heads. He made them into clothes he could wear. Well, this works of art was awful dark and red and evil, awful sharp. He crafted him an outfit debonair. It was a people suit. People suit, save my skin for people suit. Gonna wear it all over town. I can skin them down and wear my people suit around. People suit is looking mighty sharp. Oh, well, it's designed and so divine. Made people curtains, people wise. I'm sure that Martha Stewart would be proud. Well, his needlework go in berserk and holding will taught him a jerk. Go and we'll raise a glass and sing about. We're people suit, people suit. Save my skin for people suit. Gonna wear it all over town. Gonna dig on, looking mighty sharp. All night watch us all. I need a shovel and some scissors, boys. Dig 'em up, skin 'em down, and wear my people suit all over town. Dig 'em up and skin 'em down, and wear my people suit around. People suit is looking mighty sharp. Well, it puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. People suit is looking mighty sharp. People suit is looking mighty sharp. Purple dank, purple dank. Well, pick it, pack it, fire it up, come along and take a hit from the bomb. Get the pump down just for a second, don't get me wrong, it's not a new method, it inhales. Exhale, just got an ounce in the mail, well, I like a nice one. Big backbone, double barrel bomb. Hit me, don't kill it. Water inside, don't spill it. Smells like shit on the carpet, still it goes down through when I get a clean hit to the skunky, funky, smelly green shit. Sing my song up all night long. As I take hits in the bone, hits in the bone. Hits in the bone, gotta get hit. Hits in the bone, hits in the gotta get hit. Hits in the bone, hits in the gotta get hit. Hits in the bone, hits in the bone. Let's scope that hole. Hit the bong and then take that finger off of that hole. Plug it, unplug it, don't strain. I love you, Mary Jane. Never complain when I hit Mary with that flame. I light up the cherub. She's so good to me. When I pack a fresh bowl, I clean the screen. Pull the sound of the smoke through the bubble in water. Making it pure, I gotta take my head and hold it just like charm. Get the full and reload it. Give a 4-footer and a bring it on. As I take hits in the bone. Hits in the bone. Hits so can I get hit. Hits in the bone. Hits so can I get hit. Hits in the bone. Hits so can I get hit. Hits in the bone. Hits so can I get hit. From the
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders.
By the way, Mary Malarkey, you scare the crap out of me. Mary, I had a dream about you last night. And you guys know I don't like talking about dreams. I'm always like, don't tell me your dreams. I don't want to think about dreams. But listen, I had a dream last night. It was so weird. And it was, I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means subconsciously or whatever. But in the dream, me and my boyfriend were having dinner. And he gives me a rose. And then Mary Malarkey walks in. But Mary had her big hat. And she walks, oh yeah, I'm definitely acknowledging Mary is my tribal chief, dude. She walks into the room and we're having dinner. and he gives me a rose. And then, Mary, you leaned in and you whispered in my ear. I swear to Christ, you whispered in my ear. You said, keep that forever. And then you walked out of the room. And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck does that mean? And it was wild. And I remember, like, I told him, I go, Catherine O'Hara as Mary Malarkey came to me in a dream. And she told me to keep the rose forever. And he's like, what are you talking about? He like had to get ready for work. Like, I don't even, and also I actually was going to ask him before he left if he remembered that, because I went back to sleep and I woke up again and I was like, was that a dream? It was fucking weird, Mary. Mary, you came to me in a dream and you told me to keep my boyfriend's rose forever. It was wild. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but thank you, Mary. Thank you for visiting my dream. Thank you for visiting my dream. She said, keep that forever. She said, keep that forever. She might have even said, keep that rose forever. I don't remember exactly, but it was weird. It was like Beauty and the Beast. Mary was telling me to keep the rose forever. And it's just wild. I don't know what that means. I mean, I won't. I mean, we're in a lease, and also I love him. I will never leave him. But like, oh my gosh. What a wild thing. I've had a couple of dreams with you kids in it. I had one with Laura once in it. And we were at a Pearl Jam concert. And that was like literally the night after I read that tweet, Laura. That was recently. And then one time I had one, and it was my grandma and someone who really hates us. I'm not going to say who, but someone from another channel who really hates us. And they were both just yelling at me. Just yelling. It was crazy. Maybe my subconscious wants me to be a lesbian. Maybe. I don't know. Is that what happens? They give you a rose? It's wild. It is, right? You YOB, don't you? I don't know what that question is, Mary, but it was freaking me out. I was like, it was just weird. It was like you came in and you were like, keep that rose forever. And then you walked away. And then you walked away. And I was like, Mary Malarkey just told me this. It was weird. It was, ma'am, who is yelling at you? Ooh. Oh, you mean why? No? Yeah, one of the people from across the pond was screaming at me with my grandma. It was wild. I was like, what does this mean? Yeah, not in my world. No one hates us. I had to say that though, Mary. It tripped me out. And also, yeah. Laura, you were in a dream. You were in a dream. It was her avatar. It was her avatar speaking to me in my dream. Why are my goddamn legs working? I don't know. I just saw one of y'all mention Mary. I was like, I gotta tell her. Okay, here we go. No more dreams. Sorry. Wait, why? You know? Why no? Why? Do you know why? Isn't it weird? It was weird. She said, keep that rose forever. And then she walked away. And I was like, what does that mean? I don't remember a lot of my dreams unless it's a visit from someone who passed. Ooh, Darlene. Really? I remember almost every dream. There's some where it's blurry, but I can remember it. And sometimes they're in color and sometimes they're in black and white. And I don't know what that means. Just a thought. I want to know why, Mary. Why'd you come to me in a dream and tell me that? I mean, I will. I mean, he didn't give me a rose. I'm allergic to everything, so I'm like, no flowers. But yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Did she bring fresh dungarees? No, I didn't poop my pants. You can smell in your dreams. I've definitely felt like maybe I could smell in my dreams. Oh, this is your ringtone? This song? Oh, excellent. God forbid you think about lost love before that bed. Then you went for some torture dreams. That is true. The avatars both represent opposite sides. She's telling you to hold on to the good. Oh, I'm going to cry. That's so sweet. You dream in blue tones. Interesting. Why? No. Jason Smith is here. Cassava Melons has entered the chat. Jason says, damn. Also, I do get sleep paralysis. Yeah, I've woken up crying. I've woken up punching walls. I've gotten sleep paralysis. It's when you feel, I don't know how to explain it other than it literally how they describe being paralyzed, but you can't move. And some people describe it as scary. I don't think it's that scary. It's just like, oh, my bones hurt. Like, I just assume it's my bones. Hello, Tiff Knox. Hello. How are you doing? You get sleep paralysis? God, it's weird. It's like you just can't move. You just can't move. Do you want a rose for VD? Do you want one? You're trying to get up or sit up, but you just can't. Yeah, it feels like someone's sitting on your chest. That's the only way I can explain it. Like if you've ever wrestled and someone sits on your chest, that's what it feels like. It happened to you once. It's the worst. It's weird. It's weird. Since I was little, I can't breathe. Oh, geez. Yeah, and Dad's boyfriend has the asthma. So I just assume like if he can't do it, he's having an asthma attack or he's sore. Because he has to pick up stuff at work all the time. You get the paralysis too. It's so weird. It really does feel like someone's squishing you. I keep telling people in my dream to grab my wrist and pull. Oh, interesting. Because today is the 3rd anniversary of your husband? Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary, I'm going back. This one's for Mary. Mary, this is for you. Really? Today? Because this was like, I don't know. I don't know how quick it is before I wake up. But I know that I had the dream and I feel like I woke up from it and had to pee. But I was really freaked out how real it was. Wow. Well, you know, I always goof and joke and say, like, I don't believe in any of that stuff. But I do. It's because I'm scared of it, honestly. It's because I'm scared of it. And I do believe there is a connection with people in the afterlife and people here. And I don't know what it is and it spooks me. Maybe that's Marty telling you happy Valentine's Day. I don't know if that's a stretch or if that's like rude to say. I don't know. Maybe I was meant to tell you that. I don't know. But I'm your Valentine's today, Mary. So get ready because I have a gift for you and it's a song. It's a song and it's this one. Lo-Fi Tal Jams Tier 3 remix. This is dedicated to Mary and Marty. This is dedicated to you and Marty. Because I got to tell you, I don't have many dreams about internet stuff, believe it or not. All my dreams are very weird usually. Something from the past or something weird, like a giant hamster chasing me through Manhattan, shit like that. So when I have dreams like this, it's like, what does it mean? Like, I really do get freaked out. Oh, Mary. Oh, I love you so much. Maybe that's why. I don't know. That's crazy, though. For real? What a day for you, Mary. What a day for you. Hey, we love you. We're your Valentine today, Mary. And this song's for you.
People are represented by two separate
Wendy, thank you for being a new member.
important
Welcome.
groups.
Maybe I'll dream
The
of you one
police
day,
who
Wendy.
investigate crime and the district
You
attorneys
don't
who
have to
prosecute
spend
the
one.
offenders.
This one's for Marty, dude. This one is for you, Marty. This is for you, Marty. That's
That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Pop that there, man. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. Break that up, man. Break that up. Pop that chair there. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault, man. That's assault, man. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Break that up, man.
Yeah, I'm a little creeped out, honestly. That's kind of crazy. Really, Mary? Oh my gosh. Well, you know, I got to tell you, I say that I don't believe in stuff like that, but that is crazy timing. That is crazy timing. Really, on Valentine's Day, huh? It's a sign. It was unexpected. Holy shit. Yeah, well, I mean, damn, Mary. Scared the shit out of me. Tell you what, I'm never leaving Dylan now. I'm so terrified. Hey, listen, Marty came to me in a dream and spooked you, I guess. It was you, though. It was you, though. That's sweet, though. That's really sweet. Yeah, now you're stuck with us forever.
Man, these people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? Excuse me. She's a ma'am. Excuse me. Rape. That's assault. Ma'am. You cannot touch me like that. Rape. Oh, I will be telling you. Rape. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Rape. That's assault. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will assault. It is incredibly appropriate. I will. You cannot touch me like that.
Wendy, thank you for the super sticker. Wendy, do you believe in stuff like that, like dreams and stuff? Thank you for the super sticker, hon. That's going to go to probably menthol cigarettes for Uncle Francis. But in all seriousness, do you believe in that stuff? Does anybody else believe in that stuff? Because that like tripped me out. That was really crazy. And hearing this now in the chat, I need to settle with this for a second. That's a little like, what? It's also your grandma's B-Day? Well, happy birthday to your grandma. She passed away on her birthday or no? Oh, wait, no, you're saying this is her birthday and she's passed away. Dude, you may or may not be getting high right now. In honor of grandma's B-Day. Happy birthday to Tiff Knox's grandma. And today, happy Marty Day, dude. It's Marty Day. Seriously. Like this, dreams, and you know what? One day, maybe me and your Uncle Jimmy, your Aunt Deb, and maybe Uncle Francis, maybe we'll come on here. I'll tell you guys about some of my weird dreams. I've only told Jimmy about them. I'm like, I can't talk about this to other people. It's so weird. But I have some weird dreams, and then like I don't know how to explain it. It's just I think I've told this one. This is the only time I've ever said it because I don't want to get into too much like the energy talk. It freaks me out. But I had a dream once that my grandpa got bit by a snake, and then I woke up and he got bit by a snake while mowing the yard. And he'd never been bit by one before, but my grandma was like, oh my God. I remember her being like, are you cursed? What the fuck? That's wild, dude. Wild. I don't know. Has anybody ever done that where you write down all your dreams? Should I start? Should we start writing our dreams down? Should we? I don't know. And also, the Native Americans do have very cool, like if you've ever read any books about the Native Americans and about the different tribes, some of the stuff that they believe when it comes to dreams is very fascinating. It's very fascinating. And they all have kind of different ways that they interpret them. Des says, whoa, hey, Des, I love your hair. Oh, my God. Has Emily D. Baker seen your hair? Because I feel like you and her, y'all have the cool purple, but it's like a muted purple. I really love it. You have organizing, like Marie Kondo. Oh, my God. I've had those. You've had gay snake dream assault? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
You cannot touch me like that. It is that's assault. That's assault.
Dude, Mary, we love you. We love you. And thank you for spending it with us. Thank you for spending it with us. And like, in all seriousness, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Like I debated on telling you that too. I was going to DM you that. I was like, no, she doesn't want to hear about my fucking dreams. But I'm very happy that you're here. That's wild. Oh my God. That's kind of weird, right? I don't know. I'm so giggly right now. I can't believe it. That's wild. Mary, you were meant to be here watching. What is this, by the way? What is this Disney movie? I don't know what it is. This part I pulled from a compilation to have to line up because it had a couple of good dances in it. What is this fucking movie? It could be the dream line if you want to tell me about your dreams.
These people are going to eject you from this line.
That's assault. Oh, I will That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. That's assault. That's assault. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will tell you exactly what happened. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that go? I will be. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Jimmy's stream. I'm worried. I think he's asleep. He usually calls me pretty early before I wake up. And today he didn't answer. And I'm like, oh, he's passed out. I think he's conked the fuck out. I think Jimmy's going to wake up and be like, oh, no, I missed my stream. Oh, no. Yeah, remember Marty and Mary forever. Thank you, Boston Terror. Thank you, Laura. How's your mom? She okay? By the way, everyone, prayers up for Laura and her mama. Prayers up for all your mamas. I know a bunch of you kids in here, you take care of your parents who are elderly and going through it. And I know that shit is super hard for you. And I know it's just hard to watch and hard to do. But I just hope that at the end of the day, which I never say, but now I'm saying it, at the end of the day, I hope that you enjoy these streams. I hope they brighten your day a little bit. I hope that you cherish this time with your parents. And I hope that everything goes well and they can live long and happy lives. Because I think it's really sweet. I mean, I know that most people would do that for their parents, but I just think it's really sweet. The amount of time and effort you guys put in to it, and you always talk about them. And I love that because it shows that you really care. And that's sweet. And Valentine's Day doesn't have to just be about sexual love. It can be about all love, right? Isn't it a lovey day? Everybody that you love, well, I love you. I'm your Valentine now. And your dad. Don't make it weird.
Excuse me. That's a song. Stop that chair. You cannot touch me like that. Break that. Break that. Break that. Break that. Break that. That's a break that. Break that. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that. Break that. That's a song. Stop that. That's a song. That's a song. Stop that. Break that. That's a song. Stop that chair here. We have video for just how these people are going to eject you from this line. Out of that show. I will be song. It is incredibly offensive. I will.
Megan, make sure that you drop your location to a friend. Make sure that he treats you right. Don't settle. Set a standard. Set a line and say if he crosses this line, it ends. If there's something that you've never been able to tolerate, like people talking with their mouth open or some weird thing, something maybe just a little weird, like maybe, I don't like it when guys wear khakis, I always say give them one. Let them have one thing that irritates you. Because later on, you're going to be wishing they did that irritating thing around you if you do fall in love with them, okay? Give them one. But if it's something crazy, draw a line. But drop a location. Let us know how that date goes. Good luck to you. Maybe by the end of it, you'll get the kiss.
You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair here. Man, you cannot touch.
Okay, that's normal. That's just having panics about when we were in high school. I do that too. I take tests in my dreams and I fail them, and then I feel like I let everyone down.
Like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair there. Stop that chair there. Stop that chair there. These people.
Okay.
These people are going to eject you from this line.
Break that. That's a break that. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Break that. Oh, I will win. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will be telling you exactly what happened. Stop that chair here. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will. That's assault.
Yeah, Aunt Deb is still in Pakistan, twerking on Pakistan's Rita Lombardi. That's what Aunt Deb is doing right now. Right now, that is what's happening. Your auntie is twerking in Pakistan. She's trying to get her second husband. By the way, vote Mike Crawford for select board. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, I'm going to go find a tweet to show you guys. I'm going to go back on the song. I'm sorry. I'm going to let it play through all the way real quick. I'm going to go find this tweet. I found this tweet, or I saw this tweet. It made me laugh so hard. Oh my God. I have to show it to you.
That's assault. Break that. Break that. Stop that chair here. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault. That's assault. It is. You cannot touch me like that. Oh, I will tell you exactly what happened. Break that. These people are going to eject you from this line. That's assault.
God damn it, Megan. Oh, it's with her husband. Well, dress slutty anyway. Jessica had good advice.
That's assault. We have video of her just touching. How did that show? I will be. Excuse me. Ma'am. Excuse me.
Definitely fart on a Pop-Tart if you want him to fall in love with you.
That's assault. Stop that chair. Ma'am. You cannot touch me like that. Break that. Oh, I will be telling you. Break that. That's assault. That's assault. Stop that. Break that. That's assault. Stop that chair here. We have video of her just. These people are going to eject you from this line. How did that show? I will be assault. It is incredibly offensive. I will. You cannot touch me like that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair here. Ma'am, you cannot touch me like that. It is incredible. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. Stop that chair. These people are. These people are going to eject you from this line. Break that. That's assault. Break that. Break that. Oh, I will. That's assault. 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 Oh, I will tell you exactly. Stop that chair here. That's assault. Break that. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault. Oh, I will be telling you. That's assault.
I told you guys I have dreams about cutting my feet off because I don't like feet. Incoming turd. Where's the turd at? Get me that turd. You did not watch last night's episode. We talked about you last night, Laura. We loved that you called in. I don't love that you snuck out of the house without telling Dad that you were going to Pearl Jam concerts, but also I wasn't your dad back then. But also, that's fucking sick. I did hear you call in last night. I did. And I believe you, Jason. I believe that you and Miss Jessica enjoy being in here. I'm just glad you guys enjoy yourselves. And I did find the tweet. And I found a turd. Happy Valentine's Day, turd. The Mookies, aka the Hoogan, would like to let Ricky Bobby know and Ladybug that he's happy to be their Valentine. And he loves them both, and that they are the cutest puppies. And what the fuck, Scott? Who kicked you out of Yellow College? What? Yellow College Tales? I always say it wrong. Yellow Cottage Tales? You know what? Fuck them, Scott. If they don't like you, they can get fucked. They can eat my dick. They can suck my fucking... Tell them, chupa mi vergas, putas. Tell them we don't give a fuck about Yellow Cottage. That guy's a fucking liar and a creep anyway. Isn't he that dude that drugs women at his bar, allegedly? Fuck him. You don't need to be in there. Come in here with us, Scott. We're talking about this song. Goddamn right, I'm always yelling about turds. Always yelling about turds. Happy Valentine's Day from the turtle.
Here it is.
Now, I just wanted you guys to know that I love you as much as this guy loves this fucking stick. I look at you kids and I go, goddamn, Scott McGinnis, Stevie Irwin, Darlene, AJ, Tiff, Ernie, all y'all are plumb awesome. Sweet and Low Key, you're plumb awesome. Jojo Fashosho, plumb awesome. Mia Beto, I remember when you told us about that dang old guy you dated with that prosthetic dick, robo dick. Plumb awesome of you to tell us about that. Come here, Scotty. We got you. Scotty too hot to get in here. You don't need to be around them. You're not allowed to play at their house anymore, Scott. That guy's weird. The dad of that kid that you play with, he's fucking weird. You're not allowed over there anymore, Scott. They're bad people. Get in here, Scott. Get in here. We're going to show you something plumb awesome. All right? Plumb awesome. You talking about what Yellow Cottage Tales has? Yeah, apparently. He said he had stage 18 last time, stage 2 the other time. Look, I'm not going to call bullshit on someone who might have it, but goddamn, I don't believe him. Sorry. I read his old blogs about that, and I said, there's something weird here. Talk to some nurses that are plumb awesome. And they said, yeah, that's assault. And you know what? Just because you have that doesn't mean you can be a dick to everyone. It doesn't mean that. You did tell them an army was coming after them. Oh, shit, Scott. Maybe that's why he's mad. He's mad because Scott was like, we're fucking coming for you, bitches. Well, goddamn, Scott, why didn't he take too kindly to that? That's wild. You're fucking wild, Scott. That's so funny you did that. Scott's going in there pleading doomsday. Okay, my new best friend, Aussie Insider. Let me get back to it.
Here it is. I didn't go out hunting it. I didn't go out looking for it. I don't even hardly believe it's still myself, but right here it is. Let's go worldwide TV. Forget cable, forget national TV. Let's go worldwide satellite. It's a trip. That club's plumb awesome. It's plumb awesome. It's plumb awesome. Something about that club. Something about that old bat. This thing is just simply amazing. The thing is simply awesome. But this thing is just simply amazing. It is simply awesome. This thing is for real. I'm telling you. It's simply amazing. It is plumb simply awesome. It's simply, I can't get over that handle. It is plumb simply awesome. You know? Plumb simply awesome. I look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to interviewing you. I can't wait to amaze your eyes. I'm serious.
Yeah, so this is, by the way, something that we're going to watch today. Let me pull this down. Yeah, Scotty, plumb awesome. It's something we say in the South. It's like, that's plumb ridiculous. That's plumb crazy. That's like saying, that's damn crazy. That's damn ridiculous. Also, OB line for the obology line. You don't have to apologize to anybody. It's just what I call it because I like wordplay. I like wordplay. I think wordplay is plumb awesome. I'll tell you what. You know what? I love this. The stick found him. True. He didn't find a stick. That stick found him. It's peach and awesome. It's plumb awesome. It's turn up. You better turn up because that shit's plumb awesome. You might not care at all, but guess what? Grapefruit, grapefruit. What is it? Eggplant emoji. Hey, I love you. I love you, Mitty. Mitty, I don't know what happened to the box, dude. We gotta go. I need to get with you after this. Oops, I just dropped crumbs on me. I need to get back with you or talk to you after this because I need to find out what happened. They're now saying it doesn't exist, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm gonna go back in the morning. They said, have you checked with the postal inspector? I'm like, who is that? I'm supposed to know who that is? Plum Sticks? Is that a YouTube strike? No. A plumb awesome YouTube strike, I'll tell you what. I don't apologize for anything unless I deem it necessary. That's going on a shirt. Star that. Star that. Plum tuckered out is one of my faves. Yeah, get a little hitch in your get up. This shit is lagging today, by the way, so I apologize. It's hotter than two squirrels fucking in a wool sock in the dead of July. Yep, heard that. Tell you what, I heard that. I heard that. It's nuttier than squirrel shits. Tell you what, plumb awesome. They say sticks find you when you least expect them. True. Beach Bum, how have you been? I ain't seen you in a plumb awesome minute. How you been? It's been plumb sad without you in it. You have a tracking number? Can you send it to me so I can give it to them? Because I have so they told me that sometimes Amazon and all these different, like, if you put the what is it called? If you put, like, we have a P.O. box number and then we have a post office number because they plumb tore up one of our post offices. All right. And when they did that, some of them get redirected and then they have to go pick them up. And they said sometimes it will go back to the main, like, place where all the big packages go. And then you have to go there and pick it up. And that's on 51st Street. So, like, they asked me for a tracking number. And I went back through my messages and I couldn't find it. I don't know if you sent it to me in Discord or what, but I remember you sent me a picture once. So yeah, I need to get with you and get that. Because they did tell me it's more than likely there, like at the distribution center, which is, I mean, it's not that far. It's up the road. I can go get it. Marty was a jokester, so he would have had a funny and inappropriate response to your dream, OB. It would probably be a George Carlin joke. His favorite guy. Dude, he was my favorite. George Carlin was who I grew up listening to. We had a George Carlin I don't remember what the album was called, but it's him in front of a street and he's leaning in on it. And he tells my favorite joke of all time. It's a joke that made me want to be a comedian. And it was about, he says that when you were a kid, your parents used to tell you, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. And so he would look at his parents and he would say, fuck. And then they'd be like, quit it. I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. And then he'd say, I'll blow bubbles out my ass. And I used to just I would just run in the room and cuss so I could say that. And I did actually have to eat lava soap a few times because my grandma was crazy. It actually took longer than I presumed to get thrown out of chat. Plevin's mods are slow on their triggers. Their trigger finger is slow as fuck. Yeah, we call it Amazon. I think it's funny. It's great to see you, Beach Bum. How you been? You been plumb awesome? Thank you so much, Wendy Baldwin. It's this. Where is it? I got the color. I told y'all I would tell you what it was. Hold on. I found it. It's my new go-to. What is this shit called? It's this one. It's L'Oreal Paris with a big R, a soft R on it. And it's very hard to read the thing. Here it is. It's number 105. Breakfast in bed. Ooh. Breakfast in bed. That's what that is. I would never. I'll eat chips in bed, though, because I'm crazy. Tighter than a Dick's hatband? Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That's actually pretty fucking funny. Lenny Bruce did change comedy forever, but so did George Carlin. Man, there's so many. Bill Hicks, George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, so many. My personal favorite, Ron Schock. He was my mentor. I love him so much. Oh, my God. So many. Brett Butler, before she went a little crazy, he bought a horse farm, started doing meth. Good for her. Living up her dream. I hope she gets better. God bless her. God bless her. So here's what we're going to talk about. So since it's Valentine's Day, I picked out a couple of things. 2 things, actually. One of them, it's pretty intense. It is pretty intense. And it's been around for 6 years, this video. But I bring it up because there's love, right? There's love stories and there's Valentine's Day and all these sweet things, right? And then there's crazy love, like crazy. And I thought, what better topic for Valentine's Day than stalking? Isn't that fun? Have you ever had a stalker? I saw Stephen Wright get chased once by a whore. She chased him. She tried to get him, tried to kiss him. He was like, get her away from me. That was crazy. He did end up fucking her. But that was crazy. That was really crazy. Anyway, yeah. I thought, what better than, let's talk about the scariest form of love today, since we're a true crime channel, right? And man, I know a bunch of you guys, we've all expressed, we've had shit. I think we collectively have 2 right now. But like real stalkers, like stalkers that like, oh shit, I'm scared. Like, oh no, they're coming to my house. Oh no, they're bothering my work. Oh no, they're never gonna stop. Scott, you gotta watch saying that around Bridget. Don't say that around Frances or her mom. Whoo! Although actually Bridget might agree with you, because on that episode where Ipa was here, she said the holiday Hallmark Christmas extravaganza, they didn't even invest in fake snow. Can you believe it? They didn't give a fuck. Yep, 18 to 22 had some scary men to tell him to leave me alone. Yeah, I had my buddy named Dan's Balls. We call him Balls. We call him Dan's Balls and Balls. Balls had to send him a picture naked holding a gun. It was the only thing. And that stalker's name was Ricky Bobby, just like Melissa's dog. And that was his real name. His real name. I went on one date with this guy. I had to kick him out of the car. He was so crazy. He showed up on ecstasy. He was very rude. He kept telling me he was on ecstasy. He kept trying to touch me while driving. Like, just, like, not try to grope or touch my vajayjay or anything. He was, like, touching my face. And I was like, you can't, what the fuck? And then I said, no more. And I was doing comedy at the time. He started showing up. Yeah, just like your dog. His name was Ricky Bobby. Homie started showing up at my house. Started showing up at my work. Showed up at places after my work. It was nuts. It was really nuts. What the fuck? Oh my God. I just heard a guy say to who, and I just realized it's my boyfriend's Siri or whatever on his thing, and it keeps talking to me. Hold on. That freaked me the fuck out. What the fuck? I thought there was a guy in the house. I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. I have to go turn this shit off. Stop talking to me. I don't even like you. I don't even use Apple products. Turn off. Siri, fuck off. You don't see Siri in my contacts. What are you talking about? Why are you talking to me? Hey, you're an iPad and you're not even mine. Stop talking to me. Okay. I found this on the web for hey, you're an iPad, you're not even mine. Stop talking. Do you hear that? Hey, I found this on the web for hey, you're an iPad. Stop talking to me. What the fuck? Stop talking to me. Go away. Shut down. Shut down. Turn yourself off. You just wait until Dylan gets home. I'm going to tell him what you did. Interrupting my stream, fucking iPad. Turn off. Go away. Get out of my house. Oh, it turned off. Okay. Well, goddamn, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, shut up. That was actually plumb awesome. That thing shut up pretty fucking quick. Beach Bum, thank you for being a new member. Megan, thank you for being a member for 5 months. Who doxed your dog? I'm sorry, I doxed your dog. Yeah, no, he did tell me. He got in the car and he said, by the way, I'm on ecstasy. And then he just proceeded to touch my face while I drove. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And that thing just turned on. Circa 1984, my disengaged girlfriend fell asleep at the movie theater. I left. It was Valentine's Day and I was driving Scott. Yeah, that was really creepy. Siri's like, you rang? Siri's stalking me. Oh my God. That was terrifying. I'm making the Apple product so mad at me right now. Fuck off doesn't work. It didn't want to hear it. Could you guys hear it? Everything I said, it'd be like, I cannot find that. And it just started talking to me. I told it to shut the fuck up, and it said, I don't know what that means. Yeah, librarians. I bet librarians get stalkers. Shit, dude. I've seen some weird dudes at the library. Anyway, that guy was terrifying. My friend Dan's balls had to send a picture of him naked holding a gun and say, leave her alone. He was crying on my lawn. Like, we didn't do anything. We went on not even a date. We didn't even get on the date. I kicked him out of the car. I said, you go walk home. You're fucking weird. And that was it. And then it was 3 months of that. That was over a decade ago, though. I mean, recently in the past, shit, for over a decade, I've had another stalker, but she went away finally. She freaks me the fuck out. And she just thought I was a different cat. She thought I was a different person. And her stalking started over some text messages, another woman in Comedy Center. Because, by the way, there are so many cats in comedy. And then when she realized that I wasn't the right one, she apologized and then kept doing it. It's because she was already invested, I guess. And then she stopped. My friends were like, you got to quit. I think she moved on. She moved on to another guy. Every once in a while, she pops back up, though. She's made some websites about me. She's crazy. I don't know. But they ain't the right kind of people. And the other one was a neighbor I had. And his fucking landlord kicked him out because he wasn't just stalking me. He was stalking like 4 or 5 other people in our neighborhood. And it was scary. He was a weirdo. He was a peeper. So stalkers freak me out. But I'll tell you what, some people just plumb ain't right. And I thought, man, this lady is crazy. This one lady. And she always pops up in my algo. And I thought, man, I've wanted to talk about her for a while, but I don't know why. Like, I'm almost obsessed with her. Maybe I'll stalk her. I don't know. But she freaks me out. And I don't know if you guys have seen this story, but it was all over the news. They made like a Dateline about it. Like, this woman is intense. But one of the things that I'm not going to say I love it about her because it's very scary. It's not cool what she does. But one of the things that trips me out about her that kind of brings me back to watching her video is not just the algorithm. It's like, I kind of can't believe this was on the news. So the news went to the jail around, I think it was after her arraignment, and they started talking to her. And she was 100% on board with giving a full interview. And she's in the throes of definitely a mental health crisis, like something's going on there. She gives him an 18-minute interview. And it's on News 4 Tucson. So those of you in Arizona might know this bitch. Oh boy, this episode's about me. So I thought we'll play her because it's Valentine's Day and you guys want to talk about love. And I just want to get an idea of, like, have you guys ever met anyone like this? Have you ever experienced this? Because this is some intense shit and it scares the fuck out of me. And quite frankly, I don't think it's plumb awesome. I think she's plumb wild. And I'm just very interested. It's not Jodi Arias. I'm actually, you know what's funny? You're reading my mind right now. I was going to ask, who do you guys think is crazier or scarier to you? Casey Anthony, Jodi, or this girl? Because those are the three that I'm like, yikes. And we'll even throw in Lori Vallow. So if you had to pick between Vallow, Casey Anthony, Jodi Arias, however you say it, and the lady I'm about to show you, who would you pick as the one that you would be like, leave me alone? Oh, Sarah Boone's just fun. She wants to play hide and seek. I'm just kidding. She's a psycho. She scares the shit out of me. I think the big reason that those are the four I would pick, even though Casey Anthony is arguably drunk, I think the big reason is, like, they're sober and like this. You know what I mean? Like, they're not getting wasted and just behaving like this. You know, Sarah Boone gets wasted and goes crazy, but actually, for someone who represented herself pro se, had some pretty cogent thoughts and statements. In fact, I think she would probably be a decent person if she stayed sober, but the only way she could stay sober is in jail. Sarah Boone. These others are just in the throes of mental illness, and this is just them sober. And I think Casey Anthony is like one of the worst because, yeah, she goes out and parties and stuff, but even when she was sober, she was still like lying and doing crazy shit. It really scares me. So Aunt Diane actually made a really inappropriate poster for Aunt Deb once. It said, "What's wrong with Aunt Deb?" And it was just the cover of that with a crab crawl thing on the we'll look at it later. Aunt Diane, she was normal, right? Like, she never had those issues. And then she got fucked up, I guess, and that happened. Whew. But these are people who are in their natural state of homeostasis. This is how they are. This is just how they are. This is how they wake up every day, and they just are this way in the brain, and it trips me out. So let's go ahead. I'm going to play it. So this was on the news. It's Tucson, Arizona. Okay, now she stalked a Paradise Valley businessman. She sent him over 65,000 text messages. 65,000 text messages. That's a lot of text messages. Okay. I mean, short of putting on a diaper and driving to Florida, I haven't seen much crazier than this on the news. Usually they'd be like, shut this shit down. She's not well, but they just keep going. They just keep going. All right. I'm going to play you some of it and then I'll pause for commentary and we'll talk about it. All right. Here we go. You might recognize her right away. One's in the chat if you've never seen this woman before. One's in the chat if you have never heard this story, you've never seen this woman, you have no idea what this is. One's in the chat if you have no clue who this is. I'm very interested before we hit play. Okay, Tiff has never seen it. Tish Pomfret's never seen it. Nunya, never seen it. Giovanni does. Oh, man, you guys are in for a... Damn. You're in for a time. All right. Daniel's never seen... Ooh, Daniel. Woo! Woo! All right, here we go. Here we go.
Hi, guys. Hi. I'm Jackie. Okay. You want to ask me questions? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Why don't you start from the beginning? How did you wind up here?
I wound up here on a road trip from Florida looking for...
She did a reverse astronaut? Okay, so she left from Florida to go to Arizona. She didn't go to Florida. So, woo!
I guess love. And And I was following the number 33. I used to wake up every day and every night at 3:33. It was always 3:33, 3333. So I kept following the number. And I said, why am I following the number 33? And I spoke to a psychic, and she told me I have the same birth chart as Jesus. So then I said, okay. I look up Jesus. He was 33 when he came to be. So I was like, that's a 33. My left eye axis is 33. The location I came from in Miami was 33111, the zip code. This zip code here, not the zip the coordinates on the map, it's 33111.
Jacqueline, how did you come to me?
MIDI? I never noticed that before, and I've watched this so many times. What, dude? That's crazy. I think numerology is insane. I don't think insane people do numerology. I think curious, inquisitive people do it. But I do think that there's a good amount of people who do go insane on it. There's a good amount of people who it does cause them to slip into like a mental thing they need to untangle, and they can't because they're too caught up in the numbers. Okay? Yeah, because I love patterns, right, Ernie? We love patterns. We love patterns. But there's a difference, I think, between patterns and getting stuck in like a time loop in your brain when it comes to the numbers things. You know what I mean? There's a couple of people, like one of my best friends is into numerology, but for her, it's like more of, oh, look at this cool coincidence. It is, this should be a shirt. Best to just not count things. Agree. Don't count shit anymore. I'm mad no one pointed this out to her. Like, oh, my microphone says 3. She would have gone crazy. She would have gone intense. Yeah, when people get too into that, it's like, okay, you're a little much right now when you're getting too into it. But legitimately, also didn't even notice the eyebrows. One of them is very arched. Very arched. This is true. Ernie, oh my God. It's like how everyone tries to figure out David Lynch. You're not going to. People try to make things more than they are. Most patterns are pretty simple, true, and predictable. They're usually not surprising enough to make you drive from Florida to Arizona. But she did it. But that's crazy. I didn't even notice the 3 other. Uh-oh. We're all going to slip into it. Shit.
The man who is related to your case.
Oh, Isaac Ben Shabbat. I met him online. I was looking for my healing angel. The psychic I met told me I would meet a healing angel.
Remember that time I told you guys? Pick a death angel. Get rid of your death angel. Get rid of him now. You don't need a death angel. I was just kidding. It was a joke. You don't need one. Sarah Berry says, amen. R.I.P. to David Lynch. That is true. R.I.P. R.I.P. Occam's razor. Occam, you shave a lot.
So I was in Utah, Mount Zion, looking for my healing angel. And I was at a bar, and I was talking to the bartender about the number 3, and I said, so the number 3, I told him the story, how I got here, just because I got here, the number 3. And then he said, not to say anything, but look behind me. And I looked behind him, and there's the giant number 3. So I was like, are you my healing angel? And he was like,
Bitch,
no,
look in front of you.
I'm not. And then I said, okay, well, maybe you're going to lead me to my healing angel. So he said, you should probably go to Sedona. It's in Arizona. I said, I never heard of it. And I look up Sedona, Arizona. It's the 33rd most spiritual place. So I cancel my trip. I cancel my trip in Mount Zion, and I decide to go to Arizona. I've never been here. And Isaac texted me, and he says, have you ever been to Arizona? And I was like, this is really weird. I just decided to come here. And I said, I'm not going to meet him unless God throws it in my face.
This is me right before I go to Boston. This is me right before I visit Deb and Frank. This is me. I'm like, and then Deb said she lived in Canton.
So we start talking. I was like, I'm not going to go there. Then he told me he has my same birthday. So I was like, okay, I have to go meet him because I told God that's what I would do. So I go meet him, and we have the same birthday. Our brothers are both named Jacob and David. Our fathers are both Egyptian Jews from Cairo. We're both vegetarians. Then I find out he does stuff for the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea has 33% salt in it. Walt Disney's club is called Club 33.
Okay. Okay. And this is why I don't fuck with Disney. I told you guys, I'm scared of it. This is one of the reasons. No, she does not have COPD. She has CRAZY, dude.
They're called this is because the location of Atlantis is inside the earth. The coordinates are 3333. It's the soul of the earth.
Jackie, can I get you to respond to some of the charges against you?
Oh.
Did you break into his home?
Scott, did you ever have one like this? Did you ever have a lady like this one? Who's just like, tried to kill a guy because of the numbers, and they added up to this, and the map said it was this. Because holy shit, Scott, I'm glad you don't work there anymore. I mean, I worked at a Chili's in college with a bitch like this. But she was a bartender, so I didn't have to fuck with her too much.
I'd rather not talk about those things.
What about the text messages?
I'd rather not talk about this.
You said you met him online.
Yeah.
What site did you meet him on?
Ernie Birdie. That house was hundreds of years old. Damn. You know, psychosis will make you do some crazy shit. And psychosis also can be brought about, or at least in some of my friends' cases, they were dehydrated and they started talking a little wacky. They got a little psycho. And they were very, like, self-aware of it, slipping into it and let me know. And luckily, we were able to get them into a place that could help. But one of them, I'll just say this. We were in a, hello, Woods Whisper. We were in a store. And it was called City Trends. And I remember saying, like, City Trends is the best. We love City Trends. Let's go here. You've never been there. It's great. It's like Dot's Discounts. It's just cheap club clothes. And my friend was looking for club clothes. So I said, you want to go here? Oh, I know it's bad. But I said, you want to go in here? And she was like, yeah, what is this? I tell her all about it. We go into City Trends. I had no idea she hadn't had water in a few days. She had only been drinking this like milkshake thing. And she was just not doing well mentally. I didn't know this at the time. And she let me know as we were leaving the City Trends. She said, I think I'm about to go crazy. And I said, City Trends is that good, isn't it? And she was like, no, I mean it. And she told me if I start talking in a loop, I need help. Angela? Well, she just finished my story. There you go. She did have a UTI, actually. It's kind of crazy you said that. So, yeah, she did end up having to go to the hospital. And she was dehydrated. She was dehydrated and inebriated. No, she was dehydrated. She took too much lithium, too much of the wrong medication. Okay. And then she had a UTI. So imagine those three things. All of them can cause psychosis. And she was running on a loop talking about City Trends for about a week and a half after that. Like, it took a minute to get her right in the head, you know? And yeah, and I've also passed out from not having enough potassium while I was on stage once. And it was terrifying. And everybody said I was talking about Beyonce. And then my eyes rolled back in my head. And I was like, why would I be talking about Beyonce? I don't remember why. They just said I started talking about Beyonce and like ranting and raving about her. And then I passed out. I don't remember any of it. So it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Luxy.
What kind of site is that?
Oh, like the most shallow one ever, where the rich men meet the pretty girls.
And what, you know, I know you don't want to talk about the text, but in some of them, you said some pretty crazy things.
Yeah, so for my homegirl, she was on lithium, and she was on a very specific dose, and I guess she doubled it, and it was bad. Sepsis, yeah, sepsis, all sorts of things. This girl makes me feel some type of way about the number 3 being my favorite number since I can remember. Dude, mine's 21. That's like my lucky number. I don't know why. It's just a number I like. Yeah, she could have destroyed her liver. You know what's weird? They told her that, and she was like, "Where's my liver?" And then she started going into a freak out about that. And they also told her it could fuck up something else, her other medication. And she kept repeating that medication name to us when she was out. And we had to tell her, we were like, dude, you need to check your shit. And like, I have an elderly relative who, when she got a UTI, she started, I mean, everybody thought, oh no, here she is slipping into dementia. And it turns out, boom, you know, I have another friend who is diabetic. If she doesn't get her insulin, you know, she can get into a loop, and you can kind of tell she starts just ranting and saying weird shit. You got to be careful. Yeah, it burns so bad. The potassium burns so fucking bad. It burns. Sometimes I would be taken aback from what would be said to me from an inmate, literally as if they were truly possessed, chills up the spine shit. Yeah. I watched this documentary. What was it called? Crazy Not Insane, I think. And by the way, don't be ashamed of that. I hope you're not. Because it can take a long time. Like my homegirl, I know she had one that was like 10 days. She had one that was over a month. I had a friend who was in the throes of it for about 6 months, to the point she stripped down, started throwing mud at cars. And now she's totally normal. She's totally fine. She's back to her homeostasis. But it's like, she has shame from it. We're like, you don't have to have shame from that. Like, it's your body. You know, it was deprived. Your chemicals got a little wonky. You fixed it. Nobody cares. Everyone's fine with you. It's all right. You know? Holy shit. That's kind of, You know, that kind of reminds me of this thing. I'm going to pop up for a second. That kind of reminds me of this thing. I brought up the Shroud of Turin the other day when I was talking about, Jack the Ripper yesterday. And Shroud of Turin is some biblical shit. And I remember reading a really good book. I wish I could. I'll find the name of it. It was a long time ago, but the front of it had a bunch of leaves on fire. This plant. And I think I told you guys how my old roommate, his parents are mega church pastors at a big church, but they had all gay sons, and they're very sweet people, and they're just like they support the gays, they support LGBTQ XYZ. They're just good people. And they also believe in God and aliens. And so we would always talk about it. And sometimes old megachurch pastors used to get a little high on the grass. And we would talk about this one book, and they would always insist that I read it. And then one day they give it to me. It was a burning bush on the front. And that's what it was about. It was all about this scientist who wanted to prove the Bible. Okay, because he was looking at it from an angle of, he's a Christian, and he wanted to see if the stuff in the Bible held up, biblically speaking and scientifically speaking, if they merge, if he could use science to prove it. And so he went to the mountain, where supposedly all of burning bush happened. Moses breaks the tablets, all that stuff, right? So he goes in there. He climbs up to the mountain. He finds a plant, and it's described very much, like Mythbusters for Jesus, Sarah. Absolutely, 100%. And so he goes up there, and he finds this plant. It was described very similar to the way a couple of different Bibles describe it, because there's different Bibles, believe it or not. There's NIV, there's King James Version, there's all these different Bibles. There's, New International, King James, all the different ones, right? So one of the big things in there is like a foot. What did a foot mean? Well, a foot can, in some historical references, a foot is how big a king's foot was. In the Bible, it means this amount because they didn't have inches, I don't remember if it was by Ken Ham, but I like that name. I love Ham. I'll know the cover. I'll look it up. It's a book about a burning bush, and it was like, it had green leaves on the cover. It wasn't that long. Yeah, they're different translations. That's a better way to put it. Although Catholics did toss in Toby at the last minute. That was a bit weird, but whatever. Different, and some people insist like the Aramaic text, this text, the Hebrew text. Like everybody has different texts that they follow. So anyway, I remember reading this book. It took me like 2 nights because I was obsessed with it. I was like, whoa. Because in this book, this guy climbs up this mountain. He finds this bush. And he says, oh, this must be the plant that was eaten by Moses, right? He's like, this is the plant. And he takes it and he studies it. And he already knew a little bit about the plant. But one of the things about it is if you ingest or smoke the leaves, I don't remember if he ingested it or smoked it, but he tripped out. You literally have a hallucinogenic trip. It is very akin or a cousin to ayahuasca, the plant that grows up there. And you need an MAOI inhibitor in order to ingest it. Otherwise, you can go into the grips of psychosis. And he decided, fuck the MAOI inhibitor. I'm going to try this because if it was back then and they found this and they ingested it or smoked it, then guess what? I want to see what happened. And he did. And he describes in the book what happens. And he didn't just do it himself. He did it with a friend who had no idea what he was working on. And he said, you know, it's a hallucinogen. You've never had it. Also, this is a great place to pause for her. Poor girl. Fucking poor face. That's a bad face for her. I'm sorry, girl. So he takes it and basically he tripped balls. And all he could see was fire. And he heard a booming voice talking to him. And he went full-blown religious. He's like, it was God. And then he comes out of the trip, the psychosis, and he goes, holy shit. Literally, holy shit. Maybe when homie ate the plant, that's why he thought God was screaming at him. And why he thought everything was on fire. And I went, whoa! Just something to think about. Sounds like an average DMT trip, right, Minnie? Holy shit. Anyway, just wanted to toss that in there. I don't know why. I'm going to figure out what this book was called because they let me borrow it. Actually, I don't remember if they let me borrow it or they gave it to their son and he let me borrow it, but I remember I purchased it soon after for a friend. I kept it. And then I lost it. I can't find it anymore. But yeah, I've always been interested in stuff like that. Like any Mythbuster shit on anything where they can pretty much safely go, oh, that's what this was about. And then it totally lines up and makes sense. Love that. Love that. But ever since then, I've thought, wow, that's pretty crazy. Like maybe Moses was just tripping on that plant when that happened. Drugs are fucking wild, dude. Drugs are fucking wild. Anyway, let's get back to her. Let's get back to our bestie, our new friend.
Do you want to just respond to that part of it?
Not right now.
Why did you text him 65,000 times?
Because it made me find out all my information. Loving him selflessly brought this information because everybody just wants to take. But if you just give and you don't stop giving, even if you don't receive, you all of a sudden receive a lot.
Did he tell you to stop contacting him?
I don't want to talk about that.
Did you listen to that?
I don't want to talk about that.
You said did you go on one date with him?
3.
3 dates. Can you talk about how you felt when you were with him? Did you feel a spark immediately? Talk about how you felt.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was. And I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine. But that's not what happened.
65,000 text messages.
That's it.
So I do have to say, if I were still working in journalism, if I were still working for a newspaper, I can't see them sanctioning this. Or a news station. Like, this is kind of bizarre. I think that's what trips me out the most. I'm actually not that tripped out that she sent 65,000 text messages. That just sounds like, you know, mental illness. That's what happens when you give a phone to someone who's having a time, you know? But goddamn, dude. God damn. It's so unethical, I think, to like continue this interview. Beyond this point, the fact that they go past 4 minutes and go to 18, like, what, dude? It feels very exploitative. Granted, she did some fucked up shit, but it's like, it still feels weird. Like, I've never seen a news station really do this. Kind of blows my mind that they allowed it, honestly. I don't know. What do you think? It's not TMZ. It's the local news. It's 12 News in Tucson. I mean, do you think that it's okay, or do you think that it's exploitative as fuck and not cool what they're doing? I don't know. I know she did a bad, but like, it feels weird, right? It's super shitty. It's super shitty. Yeah, the whole video is the weird part for sure.
Cool stuff.
To me, it seemed like more.
Seemed like more than 65,000?
To me, yeah.
Isn't that kind of excessive?
Love is an excessive thing.
Can you understand why people?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's going to be the title. Love is an excessive thing. That's what I'm changing the title to. There is a black man. I haven't seen that. Really? I know that there's the one where they all put their phone in the face. And yeah, and here's another thing. Where's her lawyer? Yeah, where's her lawyer? Why is this allowed?
I think this is a little bit out there.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a crazy person?
No.
Tell us, who are you? Like, what do you
I'm the person that discovered love, the equation to light. Einstein discovered the equation to light. It's E equals MC squared. To finish that equation, everything we see is made out of light, everything, and the composition of the light that it's made out of.
Jackie, some of those messages don't sound like love, they sound like threats.
When you're finding love, not everything is perfect. This was a journey. And I wanted to apologize because nobody would ever be more sorry.
Would you have really hurt him?
No. I love him. So the rest of the equation is L equals 3.3. L equals 3.3 times E equals MC squared. And that's the equation of eternal love.
Jesus Christ, AJ.
It means one boy thing plus one girl thing. The boy is the light. The light makes the love work really.
Exactly. She needs to be in a hospital. Why is she in a jail? Why is she allowed to be interviewed? Why doesn't she have a lawyer? Why are they doing this to her? And it's weird because in a way, like this was 6 years ago, but I would think someone would advocate for her. But then when you hear the shit she did, it's like, well, goddamn, what a scumbag. But at the same time, apparently she's always like this. Apparently she is 24/7 like this. By the way, there's not just one microphone. There's several in front of her. Let me take this down. There's several. So there's like people all around her, like Onija in Pakistan, dude. This is Onija in the US. You remember this, right? Like, I feel bad because I felt bad for her. Like, they made me feel bad for the stalker. Yeah, the lawyer was like, no. Yeah, the public defender's gone. They're like, bye. It's really wild, right? Dude, we get it. I get what you're trying to say, Arnie. She is being publicly judged. She's being put on display for people. Like, and then they asked her, are you crazy? Bitch, you already know it. You already know. Why are you asking her this? And also, what do you think she's going to say? You think that at this point in the throes of this episode, she's already in jail? You think the answer is going to be yep? I don't think so. Yeah. She has no idea. She has no idea that she's being like paraded. It can happen. You know what I mean? People can slip into mental illness and it physically affects them. Look at her irises, dude. Like, it affects your eyes. It affects everything. Yeah, Jodi Arias, they aren't similar in their diagnoses. Yeah, Jodi also is way more aware. She's more calculating. You know what I mean? Don't ask a crazy person if they're crazy. She could be having a thyroid issue. Interesting. Kalisa. Very interesting. Yeah, she can't consent because she's not in her right mind. And you know what's crazy is crime victims association set up here in Texas, the Crime Victims Fund and all this stuff. Like if you get attacked, they offer to help you, but you have to sign away basically a promise that you're going to testify in court in order to get help from the state. And they do it when you are in the middle of panic, like when you are what do you call it, where it's fight, flight, fawn, all that. When you're in shock. I signed so much paperwork while I was in shock, and then I was like, what did I agree to? I can imagine being in the throes of a mental episode, and then someone's, do you agree to this interview on Tucson News? And we're going to run the unedited version like you're fucking Chris Watts? Are you kidding me? Whew.
Hard. The love, we're as women supposed to worship
Yeah,
the men.
it's weird.
And they're supposed to lead us in where we're supposed to go.
It's weird that their editors
But
let them do
instead,
this.
we all believe in the number zero. The number zero is a belief system that the Illuminati created.
And here we go with the Illuminati. That's why when I see Illuminati on something, I just turn it off. I'm like, I can't. Same issue here. It's women's and men's too. I mean, it shouldn't be a place for the mentally ill. It shouldn't be, but it is. And this is a perfect example of like, hey, we need more mental health care in the US because this is a problem. Why is she wearing orange? Put her in an institution where she can get help from a doctor. She has greasy hair because she's been on the road for days. Like she literally was. She was on the road for days. She was driving there, texting him, all sorts of wild shit. They do want to poke her with sticks. They do. It's wild.
Create the undertaking of all humankind.
Jackie, why do you think it was important to speak to us today?
Because I have to share.
Share what?
The message of love.
What's your message of love?
Everybody has to love each other.
What do you want if the victim's watching, what do you want him to know right now?
Victim, he's not a victim.
Okay, the person
That I love?
Yes.
What I want him to know? That I love him.
Are you going to leave him alone?
If he wants me to.
Has he asked you to leave him alone?
I don't want to talk about those things.
Why did you go to his business on Friday and tell everybody there that you were his wife?
I don't want to talk about them.
Can we ask why you don't want to talk about something?
You have negative energy. I'm sorry.
What are you feeling right now? When you're
Imagine being that reporter, though. I'm going to take it there for a second. Can you imagine being that reporter? Oh, my God. After all that, yeah, her words can absolutely be used against her in court, and I believe they were. Many of the state prisons had to create mental health wards to deal with inmates that would have been in mental hospitals that no longer exist. I spent the last 6 years of my career in one for the men at the maximum security prison. Yeah. And there aren't enough in NY. I don't think there are enough anywhere. She stalked the shit out of a guy, Daniel. And she drove to his house, his work. She sent him 65,000 text messages. And she, she tried to get him. She tried to get to him. First time on psych hold, I was deemed crazy enough to have a mandatory hold, but sane enough to sign financial responsibility papers and an emergency credit card limit increase. Jesus. Oh my God, really? That trips me out too when someone's bleeding out with a fucking fork in their eye and they bring you papers and they're like, are you insured? It's like, bitch, I am bleeding everywhere.
those questions.
They're being negative to me, and I feel like everybody should just be nice.
Well, we are trying to understand where you're coming from. It's not negative, so that's why we want to try to understand.
On the dollar bill, it says she prefers your undertaking, a new world order in Latin on the $1 bill. And the pyramid represents slavery, and the third eye is the imagination. So everybody is a Jew, essentially. That's what the imagination is. And the pyramid is how we were enslaved. So we've been enslaved by money, and we enslave each other. It's like a self-perpetuating cycle.
You know, Dee, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you brought this up. And postpartum depression, there's that woman who, you know, strangled her kids with the exercise bands. And I mean, it's not just her. We've seen it going way, way back, going back to Houston, to that Mormon lady whose name I always fuck up. It's not Susan Smith. It's the other one. I think it's not Susan Smith. Andrea. Fuck. If someone's gonna correct me, you'll know. But, and I'm not saying it's okay that they did that. It's absolutely not. But it's Andrea Yates, right? Yeah. She told her husband, she said, listen to me. Something's wrong. Something's fucking wrong. I'm having problems and I'm thinking too much about God and I have a form of schizophrenia. I need to get medication. And her husband said, you need prayer. And she drowned her fucking kids, right? Yeah, she drowned her kids. So, like, when we see these women on the news now that are doing horrible things to their kids and have postpartum depression and paternity issues and everything that was going on with them, and they're in the throes of mental illness, why is it so hard for society to believe that that happens when we have 20-minute videos of bitches in jail talking like this?
Of enslaving each other and taking from each other and being selfish.
Jeff, you know, when you tell people that you want to bathe in their blood and you want to wear their body parts and you don't want to be a murderer, I mean, that's pretty scary stuff.
I don't want to talk about that.
It's pretty scary stuff. Would you admit that was scary stuff?
And you know what? PETA, I got to tell you guys, I know that we got Massachusetts listeners in here. So I have a friend in Provincetown, and she runs a home for wayward teens with all kinds of mental health issues. But in addition to that, teens that are perhaps like aging out of foster care, they need medical help, they need a place to stay, people who've been kicked out of their parents' house because they're gay, stuff like that. And she actually bought a building and started an organization to help with them. I'd like to have her on one day. She hosted the End of the Earth Comedy Festival in 2018. I went up there and did that, and I got to meet a couple of people who work with her on that endeavor. I believe she's still running it. So if for some reason you're in Massachusetts and perhaps you're listening to this and, you know, you have a family member, a young person, someone under 25, and they keep it that way because you can't have them all mixed up with older people. You know, it's also got part of a school situation going on there. If you know someone or you happen to know a runaway or somebody that is going through mental health breaks or having issues with mental illness and they're looking for an LGBTQ friendly place to stay, get at me. I'm going to hit her up. I'm going to get all of her info and I'll slide you that dossier because it's really, her name is Kristen. It's really amazing what she was able to do. And there's a lot of families that, you know, if you say you're gay, they just kick you out. And if you have mental health issues and you rely on insurance, it's bad. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of those teens were running to Provincetown thinking I'm going to live here and be homeless. And it's apparently a very small, it's definitely a tight-knit community. When I went there, I joined the local P-Town message boards and stuff. And I pretty much know fucking everyone there now. Even though I don't live there, I've only visited for comedy. But I have to say, like, it's a very tight-knit community. And when you have a bunch of kids showing up and they're having mental health issues and they've been kicked out of their home and they're LGBTQXYZ, they needed a place to go. And so she invented one. She was able to come up with a solution. And she actually funded it all herself and she tried to use comedy to help. So I'm going to get that dossier. And if you guys know anybody going through that in the Massachusetts area, I'll slide it to you. All right. And it is always about the fucking money. That is a good point, Darlene and Tiff.
I want to talk about that.
Jackie, so love makes you do crazy things now. We've all heard that. Would it ever make you capable of killing someone?
Kevin from Southie.
Do you think that some of these messages in your textbook or in your text is negative?
Damn it,
energy?
Kevin. Jack the Flipper.
Oh, yeah, it's part of downloads of information.
I mean, some of the things you said don't sound like negative energy. Right? Respond to that.
Yeah, that's another thing, Scott.
only
That's a
wanna be
good
nice.
point. So here's another thing. Some of the kids that she's taken in were exploited by their foster families. There's like a couple of foster kids that ended up with her because, you know, the type of, I'm not even going to say what was done to them, but they had a rough time. They had a real rough time. And when you speak out and then you get bounced from family to family and then you get tossed out at 18 with what, $300 or something is what the community gives them. Holy shit. Like they can't even afford rent. They have no life skills. They're not allowed to work. My God. It's crazy.
Nice. I only want to be nice. I only want to talk about nice things. If I said something bad, I apologize, and I only want to be nice. I want everybody else to be nice. I want all of you to be nice. I want to be nice. Everybody in the jail should be nice. Nothing bad would ever happen to anybody if everybody's nice.
So this journey of love that you were taking, I guess this is the last place that you imagined that you'd end up.
No. If Isaac wants me to go to jail, I should be in jail.
That's hard.
I appreciate it
Why would you accept that then?
because I love him and he should know better. He's the light. I'm
Dude,
the
thank
love.
you,
He knows
Ernie.
what to do. I follow
Thanks
rules.
for coming here.
You were released today. Would you leave him alone?
If he asked me to, yeah.
But he has asked
You know what? I was there in the winter. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Like I loved it. I was like, this place rules. There was a nor'easter happening. I didn't know what that was. Ice was flying out of the ocean. That was pretty fucking terrifying. But it was pretty gorgeous, frankly. And they have a community television there that is called the Justice Network, and it's just true crime. And their local select board, which, by the way, I have to admit something to you guys. I lied to you. I didn't realize I lied. It was an inadvertent lie, but I did. So I have to come clean. Turns out I've heard of a select board before. I was going through my Facebook trying to find some pictures of P-Town to send to my homegirl because she was like, do you remember this bar that it was like we did a show there for that festival? And there was a guy that got up and sang and played piano and he was doing covers and he was just incredible. And it was very funny. And we were trying to remember what that band was called to rebook them for a festival here. And I was looking it up and I had Facebooked something about I'm watching, like I was there in P-Town and I had made a Facebook post because I'm very online. I said, I've been watching Provincetown Community Television. The Justice Network is played 24/7. And then they play this thing called a select board. What the fuck is this? Is this city council? What is happening right now? And then that was it. And I never thought about it again until I got obsessed with select boards in the last year. So it turns out I've been surprised by select boardism twice. Select boredom. Twice in my life, select boredom has grabbed a hold of my heart. But it's stuck this time. Because I'm like, what is this? What even is this? You guys know that meme? That video? Daddy, chill. What even is this? What even are you? God damn it, so funny.
Okay.
Julie, you thought you were the craziest person on earth. Look what you just walked in on.
I could go back home and spread the message there.
Worried about something like this happening again?
No, I'm not worried.
Yeah, Tish, I'm lucky. I'm allergic to alcohol, but there were a lot of drinkers there, I'll tell you that much.
I like everything and everyone.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pippin in it. What? Yo. The woman whose son is a math genius? So your husband's friend's sister, is that the lady? Because the other kid she had, they never talk about? Math genius. Like, I'm talking a literal genius, like leads Mensa. Like he's like a fucking, like an MIT kid, right? Oh, dude, Tiff, apparently, according to a lot of people, always. Like, that's what's kind of concerning is that apparently this is her normal. Whew. Yeah, no, I know the little person, Natalia, but Natalia's foster brother. So the mom who adopted Natalia, the first one, right? Who they went to Canada and left her alone, right? They had another son. And that son is a math genius. He's been on like Dr. Phil and shit. Is that like your friend's sister's friend or whatever? That fascinates me the most. No one ever talks about that kid, but he's a literal genius. I think he leads a oh, I'll find it. I'll look it up while this plays. I'll be right back. I gotta find this. This is crazy. A lot of people don't know that. No, oh, the one who found her in the apartment. Oh, thank God for them. Because that poor kid. Oh my God. What? Okay. Okay, I gotta look this up.
Nice to you.
No, he's the meanest person I've ever met.
So why do you like him?
We're soulmates. There's one boy and one girl. It's one boy thing, one girl thing. And it equals 3.3 instead of.
Are they the ones who wear the t-shirts? They like all have the t-shirts. Oh, I love them. I saw them in an episode about her and how she's doing. And oh my God. You talking about it's a black family, right? And they're fucking cool as shit. And they're super supportive of her. They make t-shirts for her. They're so sweet. They take care of her. They treat her like she's part of the family. Oh my God. If that's your friend's sister, tell them we love them. Tell them we love them. You're lost, you need a recap? We're still looking at this lady. We're still looking at her. I won't like them in season 3? No. Really? Season 3 of what? They have a show on it now? I saw them in an interview. Lots of kids? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're talking about Natalia Grace. I haven't seen that episode. I don't know what show it is. What? No. Okay. It was disappointing. Fuck. I thought they were sweet. Everything I saw on the news, they were sweet. I need to catch up on it. I had no idea. They fucked her too? This reminds me, dude, the Turpins, they did that to them. And now the Turpin kids are suing the fuck out of California. Oh my God. And their lawyers are really fucking good. They got their own Betero. They got their own Alessi. They got these dudes who are like, we're going to get your fucking money back. And we're getting revenge. Because they got put in a, believe it or not, even worse fucking place. Oh my God, those poor kids, dude. Whew. Send me the link, Mitty. I want to know more. That sucks. My bubble is burst. Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't even know where this came from, but bring back bartering. True.
Of having the number 0, we're only supposed to count to 3.3. 1, 2, 3.3. 3.3 is infinity. So if we counted from one boy thing to one girl thing, it would equal forever. Like the universe and all the planets.
What do you say Isaac was mean?
Oh, because he was.
How?
I'm not going to tell everybody about that. I'm not him. I'm the love.
So do you believe that the number 33 led you to Isaac?
Yes.
How so?
I just told you. Okay.
Why did you go into his house and take a shower?
Dude, have you noticed how her mood changes when that one lady asks her questions? Yeah, it's Kevin from Southie. What's up, Kevo? How you doing? How you doing, Kevin from South Boston? Bring back bartering, he says. Yeah, my heart goes out to the Turpin kids, dude. And I told you guys how I had a friend who went to middle school with one of them, and god damn, dude, the shit she told us was just so sad. Those poor fucking kids. Those poor fucking kids. Natalia was in need of a lot of surgeries. They weren't doing anything to help her walk back. Damn, I mean, I would have opinions too. Especially if you know someone who knows someone. I'd be pissed. Shit, I saw Wendy Adelson twice. Have I told you guys that? I saw her once and I went, that can't be Wendy. And then I saw her again. I went, that's Wendy. She's in my town now. Daniel, did you know that? Wendy Adelson's here? Yeah, that reporter is asking stupid questions. Absolutely. Absolutely she is. And she told her, she's like, I don't like you. You're fucked up. Yeah, dude, Wendy lives here. Fucking Wendy Adelson lives in Austin. She's been fucking sneaking around, dude. She's so terrifying. First of all, I'm going to say something. I'll catch flack from it, but I don't care. She's beautiful. Can I just tell you that? That's the daughter, right? She looks like the girl from My Girl. Beautiful. Stunning. That's her, right? Yeah, she goes to the fancy HEB up in the hills, up by 2222, up by Willie Nelson's studio. I did want to yell at her. I didn't know if it was her. I love her. I don't know why I do. Dude, Daniel, she's stunning. First of all, craziest eyes I've ever seen. Craziest eyes I've ever seen. I mean, so crazy. Oh, yeah, Alex, when I waited on Alex Jones, fucking probably, okay, you know what? Her eyes on par with Alex's. Alex is a drunk, though. Alex would like chug fucking, he would get the Das Boot size fucking beers from Cheesecake Factory and just get fucking rip-tarded and just yell about George Bush. God, he was crazy. He's obsessive compulsive as fuck. I don't know anybody else who eats dry broccoli, dry mashed potatoes, no salt, no pepper, no butter, dry blackened salmon, nothing on it. God help you if you put something on it. He's going to yell about Bohemian Grove and shit and embarrass everyone. He's fucking crazy. Wendy Adelson's eyes. She does. Oh, dude, I saw her from afar. But I know it was her. It looked it's either her or it's the girl who played the girl in My Girl. That's it. Those are the only options. I pulled her up on my phone and I looked at her and then I looked at the chips I was about to buy and then I looked at her again. I almost took a picture of her, but I took a picture of chips instead. I actually put them on Twitter today. Is it contacts? I don't know, dude. She just aqua blue. There was a crayon called Cerulean, and it was my favorite blue crayon. It was like a weird aqua blue. Her eyes look like that. They look like that. They're just the bluest of the fucking blue, dude. Beautiful. Beautiful. Eyes don't blink. Did not see her blink. Stared at her for a long time. She didn't see me looking. Her eyes are so blue. She does not blink. I don't think she has eyelids. I don't. And she also, the first time I saw her, she was hanging out at a house near my house. And I saw her in the front yard and they had this thing catered. It looked like the Party Down catering company. And they usually film like Walker, Texas Ranger over there. So I thought that's what was going on. No, they were having a house party because they just built that fancy house. Yeah, that blue is popping, right? I mean, I saw her eyes from afar. I was like, oh, shit, it's her again. Melanie's eyes are much lighter. Much lighter. They're like crystal blue. This chick's blues look just like that crayon. And I remember seeing her and being like, is that My Girl chick? And then I thought, oh, that looks like that Wendy chick from that trial that Melanie's always talking about. I think I tweeted about that day and I talked about it on here and I asked you guys. Yeah, it's like a darker turquoise. It's beautiful. But I remember being like, does she live here or something? Is she here now? Because I saw her there. I'm going to message him tomorrow. Last time I talked to him, he said he was doing great. He said he's doing great. He's getting by. And he said to tell y'all he loves y'all. I think I did. Yeah, she's like the lady from Get Out. Whew. Whew. Zoe Dashnell, she wasn't in My Girl. It was another girl. It was a girl that also used to be in Man Bites Dog on Comedy Central. And she was on Veep. She's on Veep. She's one of the main girls in Veep. damn, dude. If it's her, woo! You know, Wendy Adelson question about is it worth the commitment? I don't know. I couldn't pay attention to it. It got a little, it just got a little, I was like, okay, this is a crazy mom. Okay, they're all kind of crazy. Okay, it's a big weird family. Kind of remind me of the Bluths, but not so much. Not so much the not the way Karen Reed's case reminds me, like the McCabe's and shit. They remind me of the Bluths. 100% Arrested Development. They were like 50%. Anna. Yeah, that's her name, Anna. Fucking looks just like it. Looks just like her. It's fucking crazy. Okay, anyways, back to her.
I don't like your energy. I'm sorry.
Can I ask the same question?
No, I don't want to talk about that either. You guys think that's weird, so why would I want to talk about things that you guys
No,
think
we're
are
just
weird?
trying to understand what you're, where you're coming from.
I would slowly be backing into the bushes right now.
Oh, I follow him. Wherever he goes, I follow him.
When you guys were on dates, can you tell us what the dates were like?
I don't really want to talk about. No.
So, but you think he was the one?
Yeah.
Do you still believe that?
He's the one of all light. Now we know the story.
Happy
He doesn't
Valentine's
think he's
Day,
the one for me,
C.
but he's still
Smith.
the story of the light, like the Holy Grail. I found that in him. Okay.
Have you ever found out anyone else?
No.
Describe that feeling, that first date that you went with him. How did you feel?
Like I found everything. And I feel like I did. It was just a journey. And now here you guys are.
So this thrills me. Good. Thank you, Reggie, for being here.
We went to Shabbat at his parents' house, and that's what my parents do. My parents do Shabbat too.
Shabbat at Shabbat, dude.
In Arizona?
Yeah.
How long have you been here in Arizona?
She did. So she officially moved here. Fuck. No, get her out. Where was she before Desired? Do you know where she was? Where were they in Florida? Go back. Go back. Don't come here. God damn it. First they fucking give us Elon and then her.
Like 5 months.
Did you go to Sedona first, or did you just go straight?
Sedona. Mm-hmm.
So you've been in Arizona 5 months,
I think so.
but you've known him for over a year now,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you?
I was traveling around, and I told him I was in California. I wanted to stay in California.
No.
It was while we were still kind of talking.
We got to
Before,
send her
'cause I
back.
scared him. So while we were still talking, I told
How do we get her back to Miami? How do we get her back there? She definitely, something's up. She definitely has big knockers. That's true. I don't know. She better not be at UT Law, dude. They probably would take her. They got a lot of wacky ass professors there in the law school. They have the one guy who lived in a dumpster. Remember that, Daniel? The law professor who's like, I'm going to show you guys how we can just live in dumpsters and it's fine. And it's like, why are you doing this, sir?
him if he ever blocked me on WhatsApp that I would come and move here. So he blocked me.
Oh, shit. I'm having deja vu. Hold on. Go back.
So you've been in Arizona 5 months,
I think so.
but you've known him for over a year now,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you?
I was traveling around, and I told him I was.
I would say light brown hair.
It was while we were
Dirty
still kind of
blonde, maybe?
talking before, because I scared him. So while we were still talking, I told him if he ever blocked me on WhatsApp that I would come and move here.
Kevin, have you reached out to her yet? I can get you her info if you want to reach out. Fucking hit her up, dude. Whew. Hit her up, Kev.
So he blocked me. So I came here.
Why would you not leave him alone if he blocked you?
I told him I would come here if he blocked me. So he was testing me.
Do you feel like you were trying to force yourself on him?
Not really, no. I was in California. I was just texting him. And he was listening. No.
So your first date was in California.
No, here at his parents' house at Shabbat.
Okay, and when was that first date?
January 19th.
Of last year.
Yeah.
And then when was your second date?
The next 3 days.
Okay, and that was also here.
Yeah.
That was last year as well?
Yeah.
And then the third date?
I said 3 days at his house.
So you stayed with him for 3 days?
Yeah.
What were those 3 days like for you?
He was being weird to me, and I let it be because
Hold on. Hold on. Satan, I summon you, Satan. We have an idea. Hudson, get it. Oh, Stevie, did you need a prison wife? You might have to compete with Hudson. Yep, she's given a lot of vibes. A lot of vibes. This is the woman who texted a guy 65,000 times. And then the news said, tell us why. And she drove from Florida to be with him. And he said, that's assault.
I knew I should just let it be.
How weird?
Why do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Weird things about him? Why?
Because we want to understand you.
Well, he put a GPS on my car, I think.
Pretty sure this is all projecting, I think.
He put something on my phone so I couldn't use it.
Why do you think he would do that to you?
Because he felt the same about me.
I just want to give you a little advice. Now, I am not a licensed love or sex therapist. I don't necessarily know if this is the best advice. But if you love someone, don't put a GPS on their car. I would hate to be innocent and part of cancel culture. OB, should we discuss cancel culture? I'm asking because I love the community and respect the responses. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it for a couple of reasons. And it also depends. Like, let me put it this way. If you rape someone, fuck you. I mean, if people don't want to hang out with you because you're a rapist, stop raping people. That's on you. If you said something that offended people, should you be canceled? No. I mean, you can be a shitty person in society. You can have a bad personality. You can have shitty opinions. But if they're not harming people, like actually causing direct harm, you might incite someone to cause direct harm. That's a problem. You're a dickhead, and maybe you should be canceled because if you keep doing that, you fucking suck. But if you make a mistake or two and you say you're sorry and then you try to do better, I think it's really shitty when people don't accept it. Because that means that if you, like, for example, in the 90s, everybody used to say, that's gay. Like, that was a big thing, right? I got gay friends now who are like, that's fucking gay, you know, and they say shit like that all the time. And I have straight friends who say that to them and back and forth, and nobody cares. But if TikTok finds that shit, you might lose your job. To me, that's insane. It's not okay to advocate. I think it's not okay to advocate harm on someone or to try to fuck over someone else's life and control them when it in no way affects you. I think it's shitty when people vote against women's rights. But if you're somebody who believes in, like, or says, like, I don't believe in this for religious reasons, that's where it gets sticky and complicated. But half the culture would be canceled, wouldn't they? If cancel culture ruled all. And also, when you cancel someone because they've done wrong, instead of trying to teach them how to do right, you're not practicing any tolerance. And you're kind of being the dick. You know what I mean? Because here's another example. A lot of people still hate Chris Brown, right? Because he attacked Rihanna. Chris Brown has openly spoken about how he grew up in a household where his mother was nearly beaten to death every day. He didn't have a positive role model, right? And that's what he grew up in. And then he joined the rap culture, which is very much a culture that at one point in time would promote that shit. They wrote songs about beating women, pimps smacking hoes and stuff. So with that said, there are people who say he's canceled because he hit a woman. And then there are people who say he shouldn't be canceled because he's rehabilitated and he no longer does that. And he went to anger management and he's been to therapy and blah, 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 blah. Right? That's another sticky subject. It really depends on who you hurt. But cancel culture seems to promote banishment and abolishment, no ifs, ands, or buts. It feels very biblical. Exactly. It feels very fascist. It doesn't give people an opportunity to thrive, grow, or in any way change. Think about it this way. If you were a kid, well, I'm talking about when he was first canceled. Now he's canceled for hanging out with Diddy too much, right? But it feels very crazy that if you're a kid and you say something fucked up, like there was a kid who got bullied for being racist, right? He got the fuck bullied out of him. And he was crying to his mom and he was like, kids are beating me up, blah, blah, blah. And he's the sweetest, cutest looking little boy. Like it's so sad. And the mom put him all over the internet crying and said, you know, my son was abused. My son was abused and beaten up and he's been bullied every day and it's not right. And then the internet went, oh my God, this poor fucking kid. And then it turns out, why did that happen? Because he screamed the N-word at another kid. And then the whole internet found out and went, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Fuck that kid. And then they started fucking piling on him again. And then another part of the internet discovered, wait a minute, this kid's mom is a fascist. Like literally, she's got crazy Nazi flags up everywhere. They are literally in the KKK. They are fully supporting all of this shit that is hateful racism. And instead of piling on this kid, pile on the mom for teaching her kid that it's okay to say that shit, right? So I would ask you, if this kid grows up, becomes a teen, gets away from that family, lives with a whole new family and realizes, oh, fuck, that was fucked up. That was racist. That was wrong. I don't want to be that way. I hate my past. Should he still be canceled? Should he not be allowed to get a job forever? If he says he's sorry and leads a better life, should we light him on fire? No. I think there's a very thin line now in society, a very fine line between fucking you are dead to everyone forever and you can get over this and grow and be a better person. And dude, exactly. I think that if you're a Nazi, fuck you. We did that shit how many years? Almost, what was it, like fucking 90 years ago? Almost 100 years ago? We figured out that's a bad. Don't do that. I mean, if you're still not getting it now and you're still pimping Nazi culture, you're a piece of shit. But if you're a child and your parents are pimping it to you and you are brought up in that, then what? I think we need to be looking out for the kids more, you know? I think that kids should be given more of a break. I really do. And I think that cancel culture is a very easy way of saying, get this out of my face. I don't like it and I'm not willing to tolerate it or make it better. It's not my job. But then you have people who are willing to show other people the way. And I'll say this much. There is a person who went on Joe Rogan one time and, you know, people feel hatred and anger towards Joe Rogan and some people love him, right? I've actually met him and I can tell you this much. People are very different in person. And it's very surprising sometimes to see some of the awful things they say and to see some of the great things they say. People are very dynamic, right? There was a guy on there once and he essentially, like, his big thing was he takes KKK ropes. He takes their hats, like Austin Powers. I got your hat. But he doesn't literally snatch it from them. What he does is he tries to convince them to give it to him. Give me your robe. Give me your hat. You don't need it anymore. And he's a black man. It's not his job to teach people not to be racist, right? He's not the parent. It's not his It's not his place to do that. I mean, getting called horrific slurs all the time and being treated like less of a person, being treated inhumane by this group, he is in no way expected to tolerate that shit, to fight for them, to communicate with them, to reach across the aisle. Who would? Well, he did. He said, it's not my place, but I think I can. And I hate to see it. And I'd like to leave a better place for the next generation. I'd like to leave this hotel room nice for the next people who are going to stay in it. You know what I mean? So what did he do? He made it his life's mission to hang out with as many Klansmen as he could and to form personal relationships with them and to talk to them about their deeply rooted racism and how it isn't the way and how the KKK hurts people like him. And the way that he did that was he built a relationship with them based on other things. Some of them, it was music because he was really into music. He's a fantastic musician. Sometimes it's other things. And then you find out something about someone and you're like, wow, that's fucked up. Like, that is really fucked up that you believe this or that you do this or that you grew up this way and you still think that. So what he did was the more he hung out with them, the more they realized, oh my God, everything that I'm saying about you, I don't feel comfortable saying it to you. Maybe I don't believe it. And slowly but surely, he took their robes. He converted people out of the KKK. He dismantled it one at a time. And not only that, Daryl Davis, that's his name. That's his name. Couldn't remember his name right away. But one by one, he started with baby steps. And before he was fucking halfway through the first one, the next one came along. And he said, I'm going to have patience. And he let them talk to him how they talk. And they said horrific things to him. And he still invited them out and talked to them. One of the reasons that, even though I'm very liberal, one of the reasons I still love my conservative friends and family is because sometimes, in order to come to understandings, you have to have a relationship built with someone. You just have to. Because it's not constructive to scream at someone, you're a fucking loser, you're a liar, you're a piece of shit. Like, how is that constructive? It's not going to get anybody going, maybe you're right. Maybe I should come to your side because you're being real mean to me right now. Like, that's not how fucking human conversation works. Sometimes you need to stand your ground as far as like, okay, I'm not going to put up with this shit. This is absurd. And sometimes you need to reach out to people, even if they're being hateful to you, even if they support things that you don't believe in or that directly affect you or hurt you. Sometimes you kind of have to deal with that sort of stuff to get to the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is you're allowed to think that. I don't hate you for it. I just hope you don't hate me for thinking the opposite. I feel like if you can get people there, then you can get more done and you can leave a better place for the next generation. And some people don't give a fuck about that. I don't have kids. What do I care? Well, I have nieces and nephews. I have people I love. There's people younger than me out there that I don't want to have to sift through bullshit. I certainly don't want to fuck it all up for them. You know, that's not nice. In comedy, if you bomb a set and then you walk away, it's called taking a shit on stage. What that means is the next comic has to come in and clean up your shit. And it's not fair to do to them. So if you're going to say, yeah, I can do a 15-minute set, but you've never done over 10 minutes in your life, chances are you're going to fuck some shit up for the next comic and they're not going to like you for it. So like, I think the same should go with people. I think that sometimes, there's people who you might not agree with everything they say. You might have a really, really hard time because they might say awful things. But if they scare you enough that you don't want them around your friends or family or the generations below you, and you just don't like the things they're doing, most people would say stay away from them. I would say talk to them. Talk to them first. Find out why. That's another thing is there's this, hold on, let me adjust myself. I'm working on the chair. It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. Thank you, Judy. Okay. There are people who, perhaps you don't want to talk to. They've done something really fucking bad to you, and there's no way to make up for it. Fine. Understandable. You should know your limits, right? Just like alcohol. Know like how far you can go before it's like, I'm too fucking drunk. I think that sometimes when there is somebody out there that is really affecting you negatively or affecting those around you or just ruining the fucking vibe, whatever, even if you don't want to, if you care enough, if it's that much of a problem, it's more impressive to me to reach out to them and talk to them. Because there was that whole thing, like, if you had a bully growing up, were they bullying you because they hate you, or is it because they hate themselves? And then you grow up and you find out that bully was getting his ass beat. He was getting thrown through the drywall every fucking day by his dad. And this whole time you thought he had a perfect life, or she, Then you grow up and maybe you see him at a reunion or you talk to him and you find out, oh my God, their dad was beating their ass in a drunk every day, right? Maybe that's why they were doing it. Maybe it's not even self-hatred. Maybe it's their life hatred. They don't like where they are and they're doing horrible things to people. They're reacting. They're projecting, right? So I do think that when people are being fucked up to you, it's because they're going through it. And maybe it's something you can't control. And maybe reaching out to them isn't an option. Shit, I've been there recently. Maybe it's not an option. Maybe they don't want to hear it. Maybe they just fucking hate you. Okay, fine. There's nothing you can do to control that. But if they're willing to talk to you when you reach out to them, then start that communication. Because if that guy, if Daryl can take all those fucking robes off Klansmen who absolutely hate him, I think we can all have a conversation with someone who said a word we don't like. Just a thought. That was a long rant. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, he wasn't used to somebody that would just like stay there because they want to.
Did he ask you to leave?
When?
And when you were staying at his house?
No, we just had a 3-day date and he left and I left. He told me I could stay at his villa in Mexico, but I didn't want to because I knew he would film me on cameras and I didn't want to. So I thought maybe if I calmed him down over time, he would realize he doesn't have to stalk me.
Definitely projecting. Definitely projecting.
Not want to talk to you anymore because he blocked you on WhatsApp. So you came to Arizona, and then I'm just trying to understand what happened after that.
I'm not sure. That's why I'm here.
Do you want answers from him? What are you hoping for?
I want him to do anything he feels like he should do. Mm-hmm.
So you're not angry with him?
No. Oh my God, no, I love him so much. I just want to love him so much, that's it. And if he doesn't like it, then I'll go home and I'll love my ex-boyfriend. What am I supposed to do?
Has he blocked you on anything else?
No, he lets me text him and he reads all of it.
Where's home for you?
Here.
You said you want to go
Desert
back
Ridge.
home.
Oh, I call home Miami just because that's where I came from.
Would you go back to Miami?
I mean, I would. If he told me to go to Miami, I would. If he doesn't.
Fucking straight up, Kevin from Southie, right in the middle of it. You're like, build the wall. No, Kevin. No, that's not the point. I'm just fucking with you.
Say if he, whatever he wants me to do.
Should he be afraid of you?
No.
Did he ever warn you that he was going to call the police if you didn't stop texting?
No.
She took 2 Adderalls and no weeds. Help.
Does any of this seem kind of weird at all to you?
No.
Oh man. This is okay. I'll tell you this much. Believe what you hear. Believe what you hear. He was funny. He was funny. Absolutely. And I've met him and I know people who've worked with him and I met his best friends. I've talked to them. And I was one of the people who had to help a friend who was struggling with that, one of his good friends, because he was like, is this really his email? Yes, it is. Yes, it was his email. It absolutely was. I will say this. I'll say this. Did he do anything to anyone underage? Legally speaking, no, but 17 still a problem to me. However, that's not the issue that I think is necessarily the only reason that shit happened. It was more of a lot of let's just say it was beyond cheating. He did a lot of fucked up things. He, allegedly pulled his dick out on a few women who were just walking by his car. Like there's a lot of things that happen with him beyond that. But I will say this much. I wish he was a guy that was who I hoped he was. But I will tell you, he's very funny. Did he do anything illegal? No. Did he do some stuff that's immoral? In my opinion, yes. Yes. It's kind of like when your friend, yeah, he didn't start a sex slave cult. That's all. Stupid. A lot of people were saying, like, because he calls people babies, that, oh, it's a baby cult. No. He just did some shitty stuff. It's like when you have, let me put it this way. It's like when you have a friend who's dating a guy and he just hits on all of her friends. And he sends them dick pics and he says, come to my hotel room, shit like that. And yeah, some people do say he stole his blow. Yeah. Jared Leto's the one with the sex cult, and Andrew Keegan from 10 Things I Hate About You. But yeah, Chris is a tricky one. Yeah, he's extremely funny. I loved 10-Minute Podcast. Him and Will and Brian's podcast. It was fucking great. It was incredible. You talking about Brian Callen? I mean, some people say that. Brian will tell you that. Absolutely, he'll tell you that. I wouldn't say, here's the thing, I still wouldn't say bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, let me put it this way. Did he do something illegal that he should be canceled for? I mean, not really. But did he do a bunch of stuff that makes him look like a piece of shit and a cheater and not someone that you would fucking hang out with all the time? Yeah, he did some pretty, he's just like, ugh. One of those, it's like when you see a show and it's like, this is the guy who's, come here, baby, let them backstage. Like he thinks he's a rock star. It's like that. It's not Diddy shit at all. But it's more of like, ugh, don't hang out with that guy. It's not going to go well. He's definitely someone that will, he likes him young. Not illegal, but young. That's a tough one. That just depends. That really depends. And the only reason I'm being careful with that, it's not because I fucking give a shit about him. It's because I personally don't know as much as let me put it this way. When you hear things from comics, sometimes you believe them and sometimes you don't. I've heard things from fucking crazy comics who are well-known liars that are very negative about him. And I've heard things from fantastic, nice comics who seemingly always tell the truth. And they kind of all have the same opinion. But it's a situation where it's like some of them are willing to overlook it to work with him. or they just don't care. They don't think it's that bad. Do I think that he like molested anyone? No. But do I think that he what would you call it when you started online relationships with lots of people at once and then invited them places and then fucking didn't like the way they look, or maybe like he did and he knew that they were kind of young and he was like, come on in, and then he made them uncomfortable? Yeah. Like shit like that. But I've had some comics tell me horror stories about him, but it's like uncomfortable. I would put it in this order. I would put Aziz Ansari on top. He's a guy that just had a bad date and then got embarrassed for it. And everybody tried to cancel him, but he really didn't do anything wrong at all. And I know Tucker, and he's a really nice dude. He's a really nice dude. I'd put him above Chris. Yeah, just because something is legal doesn't make it right. That's the best way. That's the best way I could put it. Yeah. Would I let my little sister go on a date with him? Fuck no. I would definitely let her go with Tucker Max before him. I'll tell you that much. For sure. He edges around predator behavior. Let's just say that. In my opinion. But also, is he still fucking hilarious? Yeah. And that's what sucks. There's a lot of fucking hilarious comics who do really bad things. There are comics out there who are beloved and everybody thinks they couldn't do bad shit, and they have done some of the worst fucking shit. And I would love to tell you one day when I can afford a lawyer. But goddamn. But yeah, Tucker's fucking sweet, dude. He's like the nicest dude on earth. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy. He's so sweet. He's like a gentleman. He's just very nice. And then he gets up there and he like, oh, Bill Cosby's a piece of shit. I know one of the women he attacked. He's a piece of shit. Allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Just because one can doesn't mean one should. That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking Vancouver. Jesus Christ. Downtown East Hastings? Downtown East Hastings? Fucking, you can get some raw ass chicken and some heroin for the same price. And it will all be unwrapped and out in the open. People shooting up in puddles. God damn, it's crazy. It is the worst, right? Whew. And when I was down there, they had the Insight Clinic right there. So there were people lined up to get shot up by nurses. And I said, what is this? And it turns out it was actually a brilliant idea. You know, they decreased AIDS 19%. That's the biggest jump in history anywhere in a year by doing the needle exchange in the Insight program. There's a fantastic Nat Geo about it. You live in Vancouver? The foil guy down there who makes like foil art, fucking incredible. Incredible poutine. The Insight Initiative was incredible. It was so good. They really did help a lot. But the problem is everybody was hanging out in that park down there, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you guys fucking hang out, dude. Hang out. Yeah, the Insight thing was interesting. And it was right by a place where I was working at the time. And it was just for the summer. And I had never been to Canada. And I was just amazed by all of it. And it looked like the Emerald City. I think the whole kilos or kiloliter, whatever it was y'all did y'all's gas in, that fucked me up. I did not realize gas could be that expensive anywhere. I really didn't realize it. I was like, what? Like, I almost cried. But I got to tell you, it is wild to see Shiner Bock on the imports list of beers. I bought a guy a beer, one of my buddies. And I was like, they were like, domestic or import? And I was like, what's it? He's like, import. I'll take a Shiner because my friend from Texas is here. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't. It's like over $10. It's fucking nuts. Trip me out, dude. Yeah, I think so. When we went there, we talked to the Inside people and they were telling us that Hep C, AIDS, and there was another one were really big. And they were able to do almost a 20% jump down in a year just by implementing that, because people there were shooting up with puddle water and sharing needles. Like, not the drag queen sharing needles. Like, they were literally sharing needles. It was fucking nuts. People were ODing in the streets, dude. People were, I walked by people and I was like, are they dead? Like, it was scary, and everybody was covered in sores. It was terrifying. But also, my buddy broke his arm. He was in and out of the hospital in 4 hours, didn't have to pay for shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck?
In a lot of people's eyes, they see this as weird.
That's because they're selfish and they've never actually loved someone without getting anything back. The point of love is to keep giving it. That's the math equation. It's love equals 3.3, which is infinity, times E equals MC squared, which is light. Light is forever. L equals 3. L, if love was a number, it would be 3. So it's infinity times light, which is also infinity. So it's just forward, forever, forward. And if you're selfish, you can't understand that because you want something in return. He's not giving me anything in return, and I still love him anyway. That's what love is. That's what the universe is supposed to be made of.
When's the last time you talked to him?
He
Love you
sent
too,
me a
beach bum.
text.
Also, how are you a beach bum in Vancouver? Oh, I guess there are beaches there. They're cold beaches, though. I'm a cold beach. It's what, 30, 40 degrees here? Daniel's definitely a cold beach. We're both cold. We're not used to this in Texas. I almost cried the other day because it was 33 degrees. Yeah, Bill Cosby's a piece of shit. Fuck him. Fuck him. He was gripping ass fucking before he came up here for South by, right before. He was a, ooh. Even in his old age, he was being a fucking pervert. God damn. Bill Cosby needs to go back to jail. Fuck that dude.
On a fake number before I went to his work.
How do you feel about the fact that he got you arrested?
I think it's a good idea.
Shit, me too,
If he
bitch.
thought it was a good idea, that means it's a good idea.
Do you think you're in danger?
No. I think he wanted to
You
make
guys
sure.
think your hair is that greasy? Maybe I'm just bad at
It wasn't, or
recognizing
something like that.
hair grease. Cause I just, oh shit, that is a spot to pause. I just thought maybe she tried to do curls and yeah, maybe it's greasy. You're right.
And I don't know.
I mean, if you carried a knife with you,
When?
a police report states that you had a butcher knife.
What? I never had a butcher knife. I had like little flippy knives on my road trip. People try to hurt me. I'm a single girl. I drove across America. I carry a butcher knife.
Yeah, MRSA. Oof. The only thing probably worse maybe than Vancouver might be Kensington in Philly. Oh, fuck. I mean, if you've ever seen Kensington in Philly, that is East Hastings Street. 100%.
How do you know he's the one that texted you on the fake number?
Just like I know he's the one that set you guys up here.
What did he say in that text message?
He said, Nolly, this is Carol. Are you coming to finish your prayer?
Oh,
And I
damn.
was like, please don't tell me that this is you sending me fake text messages because you want me to come
Pretty
over.
sure he
so you
got
can
out,
please
right?
on me again.
I think
And
he
did
got
it.
out.
I went there because I knew it was him. He said he was looking for a doctor and a prayer. And I said,
Yeah, you're
nobody
right.
else would say that to me but him. So
There you go. So on this Valentine's Day, if you're alone and you're sad about it, I could hook you up. I could hook you up with her. I'll get you her number. You could call her in jail. I'm just saying. If you're that lonely, we could put you in touch with this little lady. She seems nice. She seems very nice. Guys, it's been a hoot and an adventure. I want to show you a couple of things before we go. We're not going to do Price Master today. I feel like we got a little overindulged. It's Phoenix, not Tucson. I'm sorry, Laura. It's Phoenix, not Tucson, everyone. Don't you bring that upon Tucson. I love the way they fucking spell that, by the way. Rude. Rude. It should be T-O-O. How dare they? Drove Uber and Lyft in Kensington even at 2 a.m. Sometimes you just got to pay the bill. Had disposable car seat and headrest covers. Shit, dude. I'd be terrified. You're a bad bitch, Miss TJ. You are fucking strong as hell. I would be so scared. Yeah, I thought he'd die in prison too. Nope. Yeah, it is so cold here. We are not used to this in Texas, dude. We are not used to this. Every time it happens every year, we're just terrified our water is going to fucking explode. Because that's what happens. Remember when Texas people, my fellow brethren and sistren, remember when they were trying to light snow on fire on TikTok? Don't you put us in the cold. Don't you put us in the cold, because we've been watching Alone on Netflix, and we are going to try to start a fire. We are going, yeah, you were scared, weren't you? It's terrifying, dude. Shit, that's one of the live cams I avoid at all costs. You can watch it. It is not good. It is not good. It really makes you appreciate wherever you live. And I showed you that, bitch, so you can appreciate whoever you have or don't have, because you could have that. Woo! Woo! We have another one about, it's a part 1 of an ABC News special I was going to show you guys about cyber stalking, but honestly, it scares the fucking shit out of me, and I don't want to terrify you more. But here's something we can do before we go. I'm going to play you your auntie's new song. We debuted it here the other day. I'm going to let you hear a little Clyde and Clem, okay? But you'll hear Clyde and Clem after your auntie song. Then we're going to go over a Rock's winning workout, total self-defense, and then I'm going to let you guys go, all right? I adore you. I love you. I hope that you have the best day tomorrow. If you're freezing, I hope you get warm. And if you're overheated, I hope you cool down. All right? And I think that the way to solve cancel culture and to bring everyone together again is to get this gay to put his wigs back on and start making us content. You're back from Pakistan. Get to work, Deb. Get to work, Deborah. Me? Oh, me? What am I going to be doing the rest of the night? Well, Dad's boyfriend's coming home. And okay, you guys might think this is trashy as fuck, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. Our favorite food, I mean, if I say I'm making this for dinner, he's like, hold up, is it my birthday? Like, we get excited about it. We fucking, like, first of all, my birthday and Cool Dog, my best friend's birthday, Michael, we go to Chili's. It's a hands down. Every year we're going to Chili's. Okay, we are white trash. That's where we're going. Sorry. It's what happens. One of the things that, and absolutely, because I started watching it, and last night, first of all, why all the Boston Rob hate now that he's gone? He's gone, and now everyone's going to talk shit? I would have loved to see them do that to his fucking face. I'm still pissed about Nikki Bella. I get it all now, and it's upsetting. And my boyfriend keeps talking about wanting to dress like Alan Cumming, and it's pissing me off. And if he ends up doing it, I'm boycotting that fucking show. The creepy dolls that sang, we were very good at identifying those songs. He had all of them correct right away. He was like, he knows songs backwards. I don't know how to explain it. He might be the devil. He might actually be Satanus. And I used to have a joke about, like, Keisha, if you play her songs backwards, it tells you to take a fucking bath and quit drinking. Like, he can, you could say anything backwards and he's going to be able to tell you what you just said. So they should have. And he would hate it that I tell you this, but he almost got on this show called The Circle. They almost made him like the liar guy because he's really good at this shit. He's really good at this shit. I want to hear everyone's takes too. I absolutely want to hear everyone's takes on this shit now that I'm into it. The doll, he had a doll pocket square. I didn't even notice that. I just saw the pants and the jacket and I said, no, Dylan, no. Absolutely no. The dollhouse was terrifying, Lori. The dollhouse scared me. With the big house, also the bear thing. Why did it take that girl so long to go outside and find the bear? Weren't they just talking about a bear? Should have found it right away. I don't get why they have to hide that from each other. I really don't. There's just so much that I'm still trying to catch up on. But I'm trying really hard to, and I will yell at her and tell her to come back and talk traders, because that is kind of fucked up. You can't, like, now that we're all into it, you're going to fucking not come back? Like, what the fuck? Right? It was there the whole time. It was right in front. And then they all made fun of that guy. They all ripped on him. That's the shit I saw. I saw tribalism. I saw tribalism supreme. They all ripped on that fucking dude. They were like, nah, he's singing his songs weird. Man, look at him over there singing his song. Bitch, if it weren't for him, you wouldn't have won the fucking challenge. They need to apologize to greasy haired guy. That was greasy hair, by the way. That was greasy hair. PETA, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but let me just say this. There is a challenge. They shit on the one guy who's doing everything right, and it pisses me off. It's like if it wasn't for him, you guys would be fucked. Also, that is a challenge I would love to do. That looked fun. If you guys don't know what the challenge we're talking about is, I'll tell you, okay? What they had to do was they had to go into this fucking scary barn in the woods that was full of creepy dolls. And Alan Cumming told this weird story about how, like, a family member or someone died and left him all these creepy dolls and they mean a lot to him. And then all of a sudden they're fucking throwing the dolls on the ground, breaking shit. I was like, that doesn't have any sentimental value. Alan Cumming lied to me. Immediately I was turned off. I was like, liar. Then he goes through and he says, the dolls sing. Yikes. Right? Then he said, some of the dolls say nothing. Some of them sing. Something about how, like, only a few of them are going to sing backwards. And the song they're singing backwards is a lullaby. Like a children's song. Well known. So you're going to go through and you're going to find which dolls are singing backwards. And then you have to hum that tune on this phone in the woods, which was way creepier than the dolls. Why is there a fucking payphone in the woods? What the fuck? You're going to sing the song when you pull the doll string or whatever. When the doll sings to you, when you shake the baby, whatever you have to do, you're going to sing that song into this phone. And then your teammates who are in the house have to sing it into this old, it's an old record player, the one with the big fucking, it looks like a sousaphone. You have to sing into that thing. And then it's going to play the song the right way. So you're singing it backwards and then it's going to play it forwards. Traitors is a show, Laura. It's called Traitors. It's like all the bad villains from shit. And then once it plays it forwards, you have to figure out what that song is. So you'd be like, and then you'd fucking sing it into a phone, and then someone would be like, and then they'd go and they'd sing it into a fucking weird old stereo, and then it would play that forward, and then you listen, and then you go, oh, that's Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, or whatever. It was a team building exercise gone awry. And the one guy who was following the fucking rules and doing it right, they shit on and they made fun of him. And it made me so fucking mad. They accomplished what they set out to, though, so I was happy for them. I'm not going to say the ending, but Jesus, what a challenge. And the whole time they're listening to Alan Cumming, who is dressed like he's at the Met Gala for the camp era. What are you doing in the woods in that outfit, sir? Now I'm invested. I'm still pissed off, though, that Nikki Bella's not in it. And I do find it really funny how at the end people can go, I was a good guy. I don't even remember the word they use. What is it called? You guys watch it. The one of them is, I'm a traitor and I'm an innocent, or I don't even know. But when they announce that they're like good, like I'm a goodie. It's after everyone votes on who the traitor is. They're like, yeah, faithful. That's what they're called. They're like, are you a bad guy? Are you a traitor? Or are you a faithful? And it's so funny when they're like, I'm a fucking faithful. And then they walk out and everyone's like, no! That is sick. That shit I love. That reminds me of Flavor of Love. Also, if you're not watching Drewski's new show, oh my God. Drewski has his own version of Flavor of Love now, of The Bachelor. It's The Bachelor meets Flavor of Love. He is standing on business. It is so fucking funny. I thought that Could Have Been Records was the funniest new wave comedy shit that we've seen in a long time. The Could Have Been House, Could Have Been Love, or whatever it's called, fucking brilliant. It might be better than Flavor of Love. It might be better. Oh, we talking about Drewski. That, you know what? Auntie can keep traders. I'm gonna punt it back to Auntie and be like, I can't handle this anymore. You fucking come back and do this because I gotta do Drewski's show. We gotta talk about Drewski's new show. Maybe we'll do that in the morning. I'll give you guys a chance to see it. Let me find it. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show you the let me see if I can find. Oh, I didn't tell you guys this. I meant to finish this thought. This is my ADD-ness coming out. Listen. Our treat, the thing that I didn't tell you guys what I told you, I went off about how we go to Chili's. Our thing is hamburger helper. Love it. Love it so much. Love it. If it's cheeseburger, macaroni, he's obsessed with Severance. That's like his favorite thing. He's going to do Severance tonight, and I'm making him hamburger helper because it's our favorite. It's the best. He likes cheeseburger, macaroni. I'm a stroganoff lasagna girl. Either or. We're going to do both. It's Valentine's Day. We're not going to mix them. We're going to have two different hamburger helpers, okay? Because we eat that shit fast. A whole box, a pound of beef, fucking give it to us. We're done. We're going to eat it in one sitting. But I'll tell you what. We're eating good tonight. We fucking love hamburger helper. It's happening. How your 3 kids survived? Dude. No, I know how to cook, Laura. I cook very good. I make shit from scratch. My mom was a cook. My mom was a chef for a while. Like, I get it. I know how. I just fucking love. I mean, I've made stroganoff from scratch. Nothing beats hamburger helper. It's our favorite. It's what we grew up on. It's like raviolis in the can from Chef Boyardee. I will eat it out of the can. I don't give a fuck. Are there obviously better raviolis made by real Italians somewhere in fucking Hell's Kitchen that I should try? Yes, absolutely. But does that mean I hate hamburger helper or like hamburger helper lasagna or Chef Boyardee? No. It means I'm poor and lazy. And that's fair enough. But also I'm nostalgic. And growing up, my mom did cook a lot. And she made a lot of things from scratch. And I was like, can we just have Chef Boyardee? And when we were poor, I'd be like, yes. Ooh, he's home. It's hamburger helper time. Hold on. Let me open the door for him. Okay. I was just wrapping up and talking about hamburger helper and how much we love it. All right. You need a hamburger helper home for daddy? And he had salmon with peas. Mookie's had that. Damn, it was good. Why are the little Boyardee meatballs so good? I don't know. They're delicious. I could eat. When are they going to make a can of just the meatballs from ABC's 1, 2, 3s? Or SpaghettiOs? When are we going to get the balls? I just want a can of balls. Okay. Oh, pick him up. Oh, he's giving you kisses on the eye. What a sweet baby. He just licked his butt. Okay. I think we should end on this. We're going to end stealing from Uncle Mike, actually. I'm going to show you this. I saw it on Twitter, and it made me laugh so hard. I did say, Dixie, come on my show. I said, John Camo, come on the show. Please. He's pimping himself with Boston Mikey. He's trying. I don't know if it's a dual package or what. But Dixie Normus, a.k.a. John Camo, said, I'm going on a fucking tour on YouTube or something. And then they posted, that was a great burp. And then they posted this. So I'm going to let you guys watch this. This is him on, if you missed the Young Jerks the last 2 nights, ooh, you're missing out. So I'm going to go make hamburger helper. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you guys. Happy Marty Day. Mary, if you're still listening, we love you. And check this out. I was laughing so hard at this beer comment. Like, this is comedy. This is incredible. I hope John will come on the show. He's sentimental for people making fun of Nagel, so we might have to embrace her. But you guys know I do it because I love her. She's my bestie. But check this out. It's so funny. I hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for being here. You're the best.
The biggest tip came from my fiance, and I can't touch that. It came through Venmo, so I can't touch the money for 3 days. I'm like, what are you doing? Leave it in the bank account. Don't put it into Venmo. I'm like, like, I wanted to tip you. I'm like, yeah, okay, give it to me at home. Just tip me when you get home. You know. Hey, so
my girlfriend's never tipped me on my show, so you already beat me there.
Hey, I already have commercials. I got, you know, I have.
What's
I
that
have
beer? They give you a
Pricks
12 pack?
Insider.
They give you
Pricks
a 12 pack?
Insider. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Pricks Insider. Wait till you get it in the can. Right now it's just in the bottles, but pretty soon it'll be in the can. Yeah.
So what do you guys? What do you guys?
I caught a couple minutes tonight of your show when I was grabbing the Pricks Insider cans. Yeah.
Free 12 pack.
So I guess
you should look at your analytics. My audience is women
all
45
women.
up. My audience is 45 up, and it's men and women, but it's mostly it's 65-70% women, and it's 45, 50, 60, 70 years old. Our audience isn't 18-year-olds; it's 45 and up. So that's what I'm saying. The audience is watching these shows. The kids aren't watching these shows. It's the 40, 60, 75 and up. So that's what I'm saying. The audience is watching these shows. The kids aren't watching these shows. It's the 45 or up who are watching all this content. Look at who's watching it.
I probably have more gay followers than you. What? I'm serious. I'm being totally serious.
I'm sure.
It's because it's because of the hair on my back. You know, they want me down at P-Town marching in that parade. There you go. Look at the bear.
All right. You be a bear for sure, dude.
I'm the shaman. I'm that shaman bear.
Here we go.
Why?
What?
God, I gave you a diamond. Jerk towels, like at the Bruins game where they give you the Bruins towels. You could have bought a whole bunch of jerk towels and sold them to people. Honey, where's the jerk towel? You know, it would have been great.
We're good. We're good. We're selling T-shirts. Mike Crawford.
We could have been waving them around every time you're on.
All right.
Waving the jerk towel.
Let's get to our final thoughts today and promote yourself, gentlemen. Let's go to Mike. Boston Mike is laughing his ass off. Boston Mike, what do you have? What do you want to say? Anything?
John, you're a hoot dude, man. I love you, bro. I love you, man. You're a good guy.
I just want to come over to my show. It's sponsored by Pricks Insider. You know, after a long week, a long week at work, the first thing you want to do when you get home is have a Pricks Insider.
Pricks Insider.
What?
He's got a 12 pack. He got a free 12 pack of that.
How many Pricks Insider do you drink a night?
He's got about 12. He gets one every night.
You saw the studio from last night. I haven't even cleaned up from last
But he doesn't drink them all.
I keep checking off that box. This is not for kids. Am I not supposed to do this? I'm being serious. Oh, yeah, no. I was like, I don't know. I don't think kids should be watching me. So I just keep checking it off.
Different thing. That's a different thing.
No, it came out wrong.
That's a different thing. We gotta go. We gotta get John off the show.